And
Alright, we are now live.
Welcome again to a podcast of this thing, Rainier. So, so when we last concluded, a whole bunch of crazy stuff had happened, and now we're all making new characters.
or have made all new
edition.
characters.
We have made all new characters. So a few things. Now that we are transitioning into 5th edition and everybody's got new characters, we're going to set some stage for these new characters. Everything in this world is the same world, but these characters have their own storylines and their own things that were going on all at the same time as your previous characters, and likely way before those previous characters as well. So there's lots of history going on in this group. You guys are going to start off having been an adventuring group for at least a full year together. So you guys are not necessarily fresh, but there are still things that you don't know about each other. If you have secrets or things, you might trust these people in combat, but not necessarily with your deep emotional feelings or whatever. Additionally, as a part of that, so we're going to go around and everybody's going to do some descriptions about their character, and then we're going to go back around again, and we're going to have everybody tell just a really quick, short story about a thing that has happened in the last year with this group of people that you've done.
Oh, that's cool.
So, Morgan, you're at the head of the table, so I'm going to have you start off. Give me like a physical description and then a little bit of a personality description of what your character is.
Well, Elliot is a halfling bard, and he's short because in 5th edition, halflings are short again, so he's just barely over 3 feet tall. He's sort of a nautical kind of guy. He's kind of body, and he always likes to be singing. I guess that's as much as I can describe at the moment.
Cool. His instrument of choice is his voice?
Well, he plays the sitar with his voice.
Often singing while playing the lute.
Yes.
Lute or sitar, did you say?
Well, it's a sitar, but I was using the stats for a lute because I thought they were similar enough.
What musical instruments have different stats? I didn't get that.
Well, like weight.
Oh, fair enough.
Sitar is great. I like that a lot.
Were you singing for me the defensive, the crossbow expert?
Sitars in real life are actually fairly heavy, aren't they?
That's
They have like a steel something in
usually
them.
attack action.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't depend on
An
the
attack with a one-handed weapon.
Yeah.
They're about the same size as guitars. They're not that big.
Huh. That's the then.
All right. Rainier, give me a description for your thing.
I am playing Sledge Mama. She is a human barbarian. She is an energetic young woman who stands only about 5 feet tall.
Oh, come on.
And does not look terribly strong. However, she deftly wields a guard's halberd, stolen, implying a cunning understanding of weapons and fighting tactics. She wears little more than tight leather scraps of clothing and a smelly dire bear skin as a cloak. She is accompanied by a huge Clydesdale she calls Clyde. She protects Clyde with a sibling-like bond, as well as showing a great deal of concern for protecting children.
What is a Clydesdale?
It's like
horse.
It's a
the
really huge fucking horse.
really big
really
horse.
big
Oh, it's a horse.
Yeah, I think the horse is
Budweiser.
Budweiser
I thought
commer-
Clydesdale was the
commercials.
name of a gun, so I was confused.
The Budweiser horses.
Yeah.
The Clydesdales. They're like 17, 18 inches tall.
Yeah.
The Budweiser horses? I thought they had frogs.
In like their
They used to have horses.
these in their like more traditional ads, like their Super Bowl ads, they throw out the like horses.
They're also like pretty long hair. Like, still,
Yeah,
like, pretty
and
long
big clumpy hooves and just massive animals.
Okay. Were they a mountain pony? I feel like they're more northern region.
I'm not much of an equestrian.
hair. I think so. but I don't know that much.
I don't either.
Did you give like a personality piece along with that?
Personality piece.
They have known you for a year. What would they have observed about you?
I'm prone to picking arguments.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alyssa.
Grammatical error.
My character's name is Torin Valgo. He is a blue dragonborn eldritch knight, so he's a fighter. His background is the folk hero background, so you would know that he is descendant from a long line of dragonborn that go all the way back to the wars, which disbanded the dragon empires, and he is supposedly heir to his what would have been his dragon empire, which is Valnu is his old dragon empire that he would be the descendant for. He has a sister who he has told you is crazy, and she is essentially trying to get Dragonborn and followers back together so that they can restart this empire and she can take the throne. Thorin wants nothing to do with this, but he essentially has to stop her. He's the only one who can stop her. He has a big hammer, he has 2 throwing axes, and he has a shield, and he is not the most charismatic except when he's talking about his the people who are following his sister blindly. He cares for them and wants them to be well.
I think Fudge Mama is going to call you Scales.
There you go. I'll take Scales. So Torin is I think I made him 6'7". He's pretty huge. He's this big dragon and dragonborn. He has a stout.
What is that?
Funny. He doesn't have a tail. He doesn't have wings. That's not what dragonborn are about. But they have these claws that have 3 fingers and a thumb. Scaly all. Very.
Say what?
What? But, yeah, he's dragonborn. But yes.
Cool. Zach.
They don't have tails anymore, huh?
They don't have tails. They don't have wings.
Do they lay eggs?
Yes. He's just
He doesn't,
No, he doesn't.
but he knows a gal who probably could.
He's not come across one of his you have to gauge these things. He's kind of purebred, so he can't he has to be with a purebred.
That'd be fun.
My name is Silas Walker.
S.
Silas. Silas Walker. I am a wood elf ranger. I am part of a sect that worships Sylvanus.
Is that a god?
Yeah.
Or a goddess?
It's the god of wild nature. And I'm kind of the protector class in this sect. The religious classes are the druids, and they've sent me on a mission to kind of create new focus points for new openings of the sect. But to do that, I don't know how much I should get into this.
It's however much you would have shared within a year of them knowing you. But you would have shared a lot.
All of it, yeah. I was given some seeds from our primary tree, and to start these places, I need to plant the seeds. But the seeds will tell me when it's the right location. And so I kind of started off on my own. I've been searching for the right locations for about 100 years. And I found one, and it happened to be right when I started off with you guys. I The first was trying to. I mean, I'm a wanderer. I've been alone for 100 years, and we're kind of a quiet sect anyway. We don't really like.
Oh, we're gonna get along famously.
We don't really like big crowds or
Loud, obnoxious barbarians.
cities, things like that. No, actually, loud, obnoxious barbarians are part of nature. So. And so I searched far and wide, avoiding cities, because why in the world would a nature cult or sect be based in a city? But then it turns out that the very first seed, I've only planted one so far, I have 4 left. The very first seed was in some lady's garden in the middle of the city, so I kind of had to push through that with your help. It was one of the first times that we kind of worked together. So I'm always on the lookout for those extra. And now I realize it could be in the middle of a dungeon. It could be. I'm sorry.
On the moon?
Yeah, it could be on the moon. So
Seriously, when would we ever go to the moon?
although I am.
That's just ridiculous.
Is there even a moon anymore? I am.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. I am kind of a loner, but I've learned to enjoy being with you, at least as a utility, because you guys can help me kind of get to places. You're my best chance of getting further into places that I might not be able to get on my own, that I've now realized are probably where these stupid seeds are supposed to be planted.
Your
Gotcha.
communication with the seeds, is it something like you will be hearing the seeds like next to your ear, or do you just get a nice little alert like, I should put here?
The seeds physically change, like they'll get warm and glow and whatever.
Oh, look, some
on their
soft
clothes.
soil.
Yeah.
On their clothes.
It's like when you get like a Gmail email.
Yes.
Toing.
And they vibrate.
Yeah. I'll check that later.
It's probably not.
Probably not important. Before I send all my junk seeds.
Awesome. Did you give a physical description?
I'm tall but not super tall, 6'5" or something, 6'6".
Seems pretty tall.
It's pretty tall.
Well, tall as 5 foot.
But
tall.
how tall is Zach IRL?
It is
6'4".
absolutely
6'4".
fine for you to be that tall. You should know that wood elves are not usually that tall. That would be
Well,
very
it said they're tall and slender, didn't they? Above 6 feet.
Really?
Yeah,
For
that's
wood
what it
elves?
said. Maybe not, but I thought that's what the description was. And whatever the normal description is for wood elves, I'm not.
You're not out of the norm.
I'm not out of the norm. I'm just a regular looking wood elf.
Oh, did you get a PHB as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
It is so nice. To have.
God, the artwork is really incredible in this book.
Yeah,
It was really good. It's always been.
It doesn't have a height for
Pretty good.
elves, for wood elves specifically.
They should take it in.
Yeah, they kind of break them down by like
Elves range
regionality.
from under 5 feet to over 6 feet tall and slender.
Over 6 feet tall.
19 feet.
That's on the head, so I'll be about 6 feet then.
Okay.
I'm 6 feet tall, slender.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And you like added inches. Or
That's fine. Maybe I'm thinking of in previous stuff they were all shorter, but it doesn't specify that, so that's.
I'm pretty average height. I'm 5 foot.
Wood elves are shorter. Sure, I'll be.
I did
It
a.
says from under 5 feet to over 6.
The
I'll be 5'6".
aesthetic for my character
That
is
totally fine. Yeah. Oh yeah.
that.
Why am I
It's
dressed in tiny strips of leather?
Why are you not currently
Fantasy!
dressed in tiny strips of leather?
All right, so I'm 5'6". I'm
Come on,
5.5 feet
thermal
tall.
bandage.
I'm
Yeah.
slender.
Everyone take off your belts.
My skin is kind of a fall copper hue.
He's an autumn.
I'm an autumn. And I carry 2 crossbows.
I forgot to get a trinket.
Roll really
Two
fast.
hand thrusters.
Here, I got a D100.
Yeah.
What was the page you remember there?
Absolutely. I did that.
150.
Just hit the D100.
Yeah, it was 160.
38.
160? No, it couldn't have 160.
38. A tiny sketch portrait of a goblin.
Works for me.
I don't know if you want that.
That's your first love.
That's my receipt for
No. No, I can remember that. Cool.
Morgan, did you roll on the trinket table?
Yeah,
Oh, I
in
don't
fact,
speak
it was
very
part
much.
of my class, or my background thing. I got a small bone caltrops.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm
Mine was
kind of,
mine's a small glass chess piece. I've determined that it's a pawn.
aren't we all?
Say that to my face.
A pawn star.
I don't talk very much. I'm kind of quiet. I kind of say as little as possible, grunt in response to things if I can get away with it, so on and so forth.
Awesome. Peter, give us your character description.
Brooding, contemplative.
You're not Peter. Shut your mouth.
He's right there.
I am Valence Lodaka,
Ooh, cool name.
a drow, dark elf, 5 feet tall, 89 pounds, black skin, white hair, pale lilac eyes. I worship Lunatari and am chaotic neutral. So, yeah, I care about my friends and helping them, but if you're not my friend, I probably don't really care about your problems. Somewhat of an outcast. Like, my background is pariah. I don't really want to go back home. A draconic ancestry, so not only do I have black skin, but I also have like some blue scales coming out. It's like a natural body armor. I do a lot of like lightning because of that, because it's a blue dragon, same as our ancestor. So we kind of have a connection going. Do spells mostly. I'm a sorcerer. And wanderer. I don't know if you have the same feature as me.
No, I'm actually a hermit.
My feature is wanderer, so I have an excellent memory for maps and geography and whatnot. You provide food.
He was traveling around.
Personality traits.
I have
I should have done
natural things that are kind of like that.
He's a ranger.
I'm a ranger,
Yeah.
so
Maybe I'll
like,
do that
I
one
naturally
myself.
do most of the one stuff.
So I can drive it.
You guys could survive in the wild.
My personality, I had to a lot. By the way, I'm also 130 years old. My personality traits. I just stare down a hellhound without
Old
flinching. No, it's pretty young.
For a
I
dark.
barely reached my majority like
How old
30 years
is
ago.
Zach?
200 years old.
I'm 15.
Yeah, I'm in my
Oh,
Like,
Dragonborn-
no, actually, it might be
20s.
300 years.
Dragonborns
I'm
reach
300
full maturity at 15. So I figured I'd be 15.
how long do they live?
Not
17
70s,
years.
80s.
17 years.
the 80s.
I'm finally admit.
Similar to half-orcs. They don't live very long.
Huh.
They live a little shorter than humans.
They're real close. They're like one branch away from mayflies.
Halflings actually live a little longer, but
Do they live a little longer than humans?
yeah, it's like 150 or so, I believe.
Oh, is it? Oh, maybe I'm just thinking of half-orcs.
Yeah, half-orcs probably live very short.
I forgot to add my other bonus. I get +2 attack when using crossbow. So
So yeah, make sure you add that in. I forgot.
So, personality traits. I can stare down a hellhound without flinching. Bullies set me off. I tend to attack them. My ideal is freedom above all else. I have a bond to, and I'm not going to talk about that too much.
You're a Republican.
Personal freedom. So that's more of a actually democratic.
I just said
Ideal.
freedom.
that's actually more of a libertarian.
To fly, crave greater power.
I thought you said, as I fly, I crave greater power. I'm like, what? You can fly? I picked a stupid
I will be able to
character.
fly. Like, I'll get wings.
That's
at some
true. You
point.
do get wings.
You get wings? Damn.
It's part of his sorcerer.
My Dragonborn thing's
Not for me wings.
He
Not
he
for
will
two
eventually
It's like
be
a spell or something.
almost a little more dragon-like than you are.
I like to see him try.
I like the accent. I like it already.
He's
Alrighty. So kind of getting a feel for everybody's characters. We're gonna go back around again, and this time I want everybody to tell like a quick story, just a couple of sentences about like an experience that you remember having as a part of this group. Like I remember this time that we did this or that this happened.
And can we say names one more time? I'm just having
Yeah.
pretty much got was
My
Zach's.
recommendation would be that everybody write down everybody else's character names, because I'm going to have you guys refer to each other in character when you are trying to speak in character.
Okay.
I wrote mine in my level 8 spell slots because I'll
Let's
never get
start with Morgan.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Something.
Okay, Rainier.
No. We're going to go around. We'll say names as we're going around. So, Morgan, go ahead and tell
Hi,
you.
hi, I'm Elliot. I remember this one time when we stayed up all night partying. It was really awesome. And then the next morning, we were attacked by orcs.
I may have invited them to party with us. They seem like fun guys.
Was there a particular reason why you were partying?
Well, we had just discovered a big cache of what we thought was gold. Turned out not to be gold.
Fools with
With the
wrap
lie
chocolate.
I think we skipped out on our bill that morning.
I remember they were just cardboard boxes that said gold and were handwritten with gold on the side, and we totally believed it.
They were heavy, though.
They were heavy. As heavy as what was inside.
Which was rocks.
Rocks.
Yes, Golden Gold brand rocks.
The gold standard in rocks.
Awesome. That was a great story.
Say
Say your name first.
I am Sledge Mama, once again. I will,
One word or two?
one word. I will respond to Sledge.
Mama.
Sure. I prefer Sledge. In a formal setting,
What about Mamers?
that might get an axe through your head.
How about like Hammerfall?
What about Slammers?
I don't dislike it.
We're getting off topic.
So, kind of the story that I came up with is how I met y'all is
You didn't come up with it. It happened.
it happened.
What happened?
We kind of I maybe met one or two of you. At some point in the city that we're starting in, there was a large fire at an orphanage, and I was found, basically just like throwing kids out and trying to save as many as I can. I probably bumped into at some point.
Who
But I
did you
was-
bump into? Point to them specifically.
Who's got the greatest sense of moral good?
Not
Probably the
me.
Dragonborn. Then yeah, bumped
I was
into the
going to say,
Dragonborn.
I was walking past a child fell in my
and
arms.
maybe the bard too.
Maybe
I don't
the
know.
bard.
I don't know about Morgan's character.
No.
He was partying with orcs. I don't think he's got a lot of moral.
Bard sailor.
Orcs can be good.
However, my rough approach to getting the kids out of the orphanage, which comprised of throwing them out of open windows, didn't go over so well, and I was promptly arrested. However, Torin recognized my benevolence
Two
and
N's, one R.
bailed me out of jail. Turin?
Torin. Torinn. Torin Laldo.
Torin, you bailed Sledge Mama out of jail.
Williams.
Thanks, Scales. I owe you one. I'm not going to pay her back.
It's hard to tell.
Awesome. Torin.
After freeing Sledge Mama from the prison, I remember we went to a pub, and I challenged Sledge Mama, double or nothing on your gold for bailing you out for an arm wrestling competition.
Which I promptly accepted.
Which promptly accepted. Unfortunately, after many hours, succumbed to my mighty dragon arm, and I got hit in the head by her
Mighty human fist.
mighty human fist to the head, and I had red scales on that side of my face for a very long time.
It was a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people don't stand back up after I punch them in the head. So it was cool to meet
Face
someone
friend.
who could stand up to
So you could
that.
actually
Face.
stand up after that.
Face.
I like it.
Feast friends? I
Face.
don't-
Face.
Beef your
Do
beast.
you baste your friends?
Face friends.
We are fake friends because we
We
punched
faced
each other
each
in the
other.
face. No,
And
it's,
we're
We
it's,
friends.
faced each other in the computer.
it's so obvious.
All right. Zach, say your character name.
Sorry.
Hey, Silas Walker, say your name.
You still have to tell your. He's doing it in character.
Oh, we've had lots. I'm great. What about you?
Nope. You have to give like a real, like a time that you remember.
Come on, Silas, tell a story. A good one this time. Something not involving seeds.
So, what's your story? Do you remember? Do you remember when I was planting that first seed?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And it turns out that lady.
I hope he was in for virginity.
It totally does.
Foolish lady didn't understand the greater implications of the gift I was trying to give her.
But I like the idea that Silas totally doesn't get.
Yeah.
The
She was
innuendo.
unwilling to accept my seed for her garden,
Buy a lady a drink first.
but I planted it anyway.
But I planted it anyway.
She didn't even notice.
It should be a story involving everybody. So tell me about how everybody else.
I'm
was
getting.
Okay.
I do have to work at 9 tomorrow. Just gonna.
But she did notice that I was in her yard.
I wonder how.
I was entangled.
You were taller than most of her
And-
shrubs. Still are.
And she kept hitting me with a broom. And one of you guys must have thought that was wrong.
Yeah, I thought she was a witch, actually. I was going to do something else.
All right, so for whatever reason, I mean, all I wanted to do, I had succeeded in my endeavor, but I mean, as far as I know, she was a witch. So when you guys totally murdered her and burned down her house,
I mean, there was no evidence to prove that she wasn't a witch.
right?
don't
that was-
remember
see,
And who besides a witch would have a house made of gingerbread? Oh, that was so yummy.
Oh, that'd be the
It's-
best.
I do remember that being a slight oddity.
City witches.
That'd be the first thing they'd cover up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate she covered it up with icing.
Yeah. I mean, her make your house not look like gingerbread spell really lasted throughout that fire.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
No amount of like wood or gasoline that we poured onto it made that spell dispel.
Oh, no, it even tasted like
It was
wood.
impressive.
Yeah. But anyway, I remember that thing for that.
Awesome.
It's probably good. That broom hurt.
Peter, say your character name.
I am Valence. Valence Lodaka.
I like that last name. That's cool.
It's from my book series. Anyway. You guys remember that time that Manticore stole Elliot's loot? Not loot. What do you call it? It's a cigar? Yeah, it's a cigar. And
He plays a good cigar.
he does play a good cigar.
Yeah, I had to
Like my
use
cigar.
my accordion when it stole my sitar. That was very unfortunate. You guys don't.
Yeah.
That was terrible when he
Stole
lost
the
his
sitar.
accordion.
And like, I understood the sentimental value of that. Because when Torin was like, oh, I'll buy you a new one, I was like, fuck that, we're hunting a damn Manticore. And yeah, we tracked that fucker down. It put up a fight, but I ended up with its tooth on my necklace.
I just thought that if we got him a new one, then we wouldn't have to listen to the
Kind of amazing that all we had to do was offer him a couple bucks for his tooth and he just started putting on.
Well, it's when it's your tooth of your life.
Would have assumed it would
Some
have
people
been
get a
big
little
fight.
cooperative.
Awesome. As you guys have been adventuring together, You find yourselves on an adventure right now.
Not in a dungeon.
Totally
Not in
I thought we were going to be in a dude.
That was a ruse.
Stay on
You lied to us about the dungeon.
It's okay. I at least am truthful.
You guys have been hired in going through processes. Largely, the life of an adventurer involves one major thing, which is
Boobies.
you go from place to place. That's two.
Also,
It's a collective.
It's a collective of major things. You go from place to place and look for work. It's a lot about kind of being a mercenary for hire or taking on tasks that people will have for you.
Like that. Makes it
It's a
sound like
wondrous
we're
job of seeing
homeless.
numbers.
It's
Everywhere
a
is
little
my home.
like-
Nature is my home.
It's a step up from homeless.
The reason people pick it, the adventuring life is
Homeless with
because
purpose.
they want to travel or they want to go out into the world or they want to do good. But either way,
Or we want to hide from people who are chasing us.
or they want to hide and they need to keep on the move because people are chasing them. But largely it is based around the idea that you're not going to stay in any one particular place for all that long, and that in order to survive, you take on work from other people, and it also helps you to see interesting places and do interesting things. In this particular case, you guys have taken on work for... I know I wrote the name of the town.
Amazon.com.
Do you have an extension for that?
Actually, somebody give me a town name. Small town.
Small town. Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Why are we in Florida?
I don't know.
Also, my aunt lives in Florida.
Somebody else give me something, a small thing unique about this small town.
A small thing you need when it's going
The cows.
What makes
It
it
has a large library.
Has a large library. Perfect.
Actually, the town is in a library.
It's not in the library. It's a very small town.
Very small town, pretty small. Very big library.
Pretty big. Yeah.
You guys managed to find your
Why
way
did you
into this
think?
this place called Gainesville with this large library. The population loved to read. An aspect of it.
Yeah.
And in the town, you managed to come across a gentleman who is fairly wealthy within the town, kind of a tradesman. He buys and sells books as a part of his part ownership with the library and in general good aspects of the town.
Yeah. Outdated technology.
However, his trades have been continually waylaid by a group of orcs who can't read, but also believe that nobody else should be able to either. And so his
I'm guessing the orcs stay outside, are lost on them.
yeah. They have orc crossing signs, but they always pick the wrong
What
spot.
is his name?
The tradesman. His name is
Sir, not an orc.
It's very appropriate. It's incredibly appropriate.
Quentin.
Bob Bobberson.
I like Quentin. We're gonna go with Quentin. And Quentin's a pretty wealthy guy, and he was fairly friendly hiring you for this task. He set you out on this task to basically track down these orcs and bring back their heads. They've been bothering them for a long time. They've slaughtered a number of guardsmen as well as people who are traveling on caravan routes in and out of the town.
I'm interested in
and
Quentin's,
his business is.
I'm interested in Quentin's book creation methods.
They have so many overdue books. Oh my god.
His book creation method.
Yeah.
He's a tradesman. He doesn't make books.
So what are his ethics when it comes to paper sourcing?
He does not ask where the paper.
All right.
How many children and townspeople have been slaughtered by these
The orcs have killed at least a dozen guardsmen, and
Are you going to Sodom and Gomorrah this? If there are at least 2 orcs that think that they're...
and probably at least half a dozen people on the trade routes.
Mm.
He keeps sending guards to go along with the tradespeople. They don't always kill the people in the trade routes. It's basically whether or not the people try to attack them back or anything like but they definitely kill all the guardsmen that he's killed. And finally, he got fed up with it and hired you guys to go after him. You have managed to track down these orcs and have in fact found out some bits of information about them. You know that the lead orc's name is Braknar.
Braknar?
Yes. And after a somewhat unfortunate encounter where Braknar caught you all off guard, you have discovered that he is a total loony bin. He is just a nutball. He is half blind. He has lost one of his arms and has replaced it with a sword. And constantly shouts his own made-up rhetoric about the evils of reading and of the written word.
I might join this guy's party.
Nonetheless, you've tracked him to a cave system and have managed to pin him down. And we join you guys.
Is this pre or post-apocalypse?
This is pre-apocalypse.
Oh.
Okay, you're going to have to move the camera.
Yeah, we'll move it back when we drop
No,
this.
that's it. It's fixed right there. It'd be like markers.
Can you zoom it out, Zach?
Nope.
Is that, that's
No
Can you
controls.
tilt it up?
Oh, okay, we just need to...
Yes.
You can
we
actually
tilt
tilt
it.
the camera. You
Oh,
don't
yeah?
have to do
This actually flips.
Well, I thought from elevation might help.
Okay.
It's true.
Oh, I need a new character token.
Oh, I will at least grab your old one.
Is that good? Does that work for you?
Let's see,
That's pretty good.
let's see over here.
Hey, who made coffee or was thinking about making coffee?
I made
I just
coffee.
turned it on. I'm getting
Oh,
ready to
I
make
get
hot
you.
cocoa.
There you go. Did you see that okay, Morgan?
Yeah, that's just about perfect.
Okay.
So when you say series of caves, you mean big cave?
Yeah, it's kind of a winding cave, stretching down pretty far. It was confusing enough that you guys had some trouble navigating when you originally found it. Where did all the medium-sized things go?
They should be in there.
Are these the same ones as the medium?
Yeah, I used the big one. Rainier,
Yes, ma'am.
this might be weird, but do you want to use my girl?
Uh,
Since you're a
maybe.
girl for now?
All right.
I like the little one that I brought because it has a big axe, but
Oh yeah, that's.
otherwise there's not much to resemble my character.
Well, I don't know this one either, but
There it is. I thought we had two.
Yeah, I like it.
but I used her for Mika a while
Wait,
ago.
so who are you gonna play as?
I don't know.
I know Animal. I
Up
see.
for
Oh,
grabs.
there's-
Yeah, Hammer and
Here's
Shield.
the small one.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna.
Rainier, do you have a token?
I do. I'm gonna use.
She's gonna use Mika.
Oh, nice.
Is there a?
But you can use.
I'll use that because I'm a dragon.
What's up?
Ooh. Cool, you found a dragon token.
Where
Whoa.
Where do you get?
Yeah.
I can't now.
Boy, there are way too many tokens.
I know. That's why I spent so much time beforehand picking out.
How do I pop it back up to full screen,
You know what?
Zach?
I don't care.
Oh,
that
it's
much.
on another. For whatever reason, it's on another. So move it to the bottom left corner, and then
And then it should be on the
and then
top.
it's another screen.
So how do I
Tab.
get to it?
Loosen.
Eh.
Word is tab.
Aha!
Alright.
You're back. There was an Adobe Reader update that
Oh, thanks.
necessitated stopping everything.
I like necessitate.
Necessitated. That's where it turns it into a chocolate powder.
Well, that probably means that your Adobe Reader is back to version 10 rather than version 11.
Of course.
Yeah, I updated it to 11 on my Mac just now.
Yeah, but the updater I found, at least with my computer, it after I updated it to 11, like reverted back to 10.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, Adobe is obviously stupid news.
Whoa, that's a big ball.
I think the camera would be better on this side.
Maybe.
If it would reach. Probably not. That's not necessary. If it works, it works.
Yep.
All right.
If it ain't broke.
You guys have tracked back Ragnar all the way back to his cave. I want everybody to roll initiative,
Oh, where are we?
and I also want everybody. I'm gonna place you in a second based on your initiative,
Okay, this is Rainier.
and I want everybody to take 16 damage.
I'm
What?
I'm the dragon.
This is Rainier.
That's right.
You are.
I'm
But-
dragon.
Consider me. Consider. I'm on my horse, so just move the horse where you would like me, and when I'm ready to jump off the horse, I'll place my token next to my horse. 16 damage.
You're taking your horse through a cave?
It takes 16 damage.
That's me.
Vernier, have you ever been in a cave?
Have I ever been in a cave, or has my character ever been in a cave?
No, have you ever been in a cave? I'm curious.
This may not always be the case, but in this particular case, this cave has been generally large enough to fit a large horse.
Rainier actually really do not like caves.
The horse itself is not comfortable with being in the cave. However, because you are here and leading the horse through, you have managed to get it this far.
Initiative, my initiative.
Yes.
1, 2, 1.
21.
Roll really well.
Everybody else.
13.
16.
Record the right face.
Morgan, what was yours again?
16.
16.
12,
Well,
12 for thorns.
I got 19.
19. All right.
You said 16 damage?
Silas.
So the horse is having no part of this.
The horse is initiative will always be on your turn.
Oh, I mean, I thought you were gonna make me park it outside.
No. In this particular case, you're fine.
He said that your horse
Oh.
is
It's perfect for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Your horse is wary, but you managed to drive him in.
Morgan, we're gonna have to make you a new token.
Yeah.
Any
You are
inspiration I can come up with for a token of sorts? An image, a young
Oh, you've got
Haley Joe Osmond.
Who does your character look like, Morgan?
He is short and blonde and blue-eyed with sort of bronze skin from working outside all the time.
Is he portly or is he skinny?
He's pretty thin.
I'm actually going to change
All right.
that.
Like if Tyrion Lannister, well, I guess he is blonde,
Yeah.
so that would work. If you wanted to go with the Tyrion, that would be okay.
That's one of the Game of Thrones
Yeah, he's the.
crew.
I don't know what we just on my other magic item, the boots.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's blonde?
Yeah. What were they
Black
called?
hair.
I don't know what you want to call them.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah, I didn't
Well, he
know.
should be blonde.
No, I made those up.
The Lannisters are all gone.
Come up with something appropriate for it.
The actor isn't the character.
Okay.
Tyrion Lannister. He plays the ghost on Destiny.
Uh-huh.
I believe he was also an elf.
He's also
You're an angry dwarf.
He was in Time Bandits.
All right.
Was he?
Probably.
I've got my initiative.
looking around. Do we see any like stores of books or?
Nope, they have been burning them. Actually, the pit in the middle, although full of lots of other things, other pieces of metal and things like that, has remnants of a bunch of books that they have been burning, and is still a little bit on fire. There are hot coals. Not really on fire, but hot. The blue area there is all the pit of stuff that he's been burning in his hot coals. It is also difficult to read,
Can I make it orange instead of blue?
if you would like to. Braknar
That orange did not show up at all.
cackles. That's why. Braknar cackles, and you guys have known from your previous engagements with him that although he's a total loon. He does have some spellcasting ability, and he is very strong.
The strong I can deal with. The spells, God, just spells.
It is Brackner's turn. He laughs. You guys are in the middle of combat. You guys have been fighting these stupid orcs and are ready to be done with this whole thing, and to have Bracknar's head safely tucked away in the satchel. Bracknar yells openly and then charges.
Who's the wolf back there?
Oh, I almost forgot. Although you guys didn't know this, Bracknar has a pet bear. He calls it Bear. This is a bear.
I hate bears.
Does it seem super powerful?
It is large and a bear.
Does it say meat?
It is not more powerful necessarily than a large bear.
Maybe it's just overweight. We could use that to our advantage.
Question. We've been fighting for a while. Do we have all of our spells?
You have all your spells just because I didn't want to strip that way. He attacks you with his axe that he has in one hand, and then his other hand, which is just a sword that he has attached to his lack of hand.
Adam,
And he
I
hits you
have
with the
a
axe, but
quick
misses you.
request.
What was that?
I have a quick request because one of the abilities that I have allows me to change or add or subtract from dice rolls. Can you roll the dice where I could see it, just in case I want to subtract from the attack roll or the damage roll?
Is this a request for everybody else or a request for me?
For you specifically. Them, because it works as a reaction for when the enemy do something.
I can't do that, but it is for your benefit that I don't do that. Because if you see my rolls, then I have to stick to those rolls.
Yeah.
We don't even see them. He has a
I have a
screen.
DM screen up, so they can't see them either.
I don't think they would. What?
Let me read the ability, because there might be another solution.
Because,
I
well,
don't want to strip away your ability, so.
I'm wondering if instead of asking does blah hit your AC, you just ask what is your AC, and then you determine whether it hits, and then we can see the die roll. That way you can still fudge things if you need to. Other than
what is do you know the name of the?
It's in the College of Lore. It's called Cutting Words.
Let's see.
I have a breath weapon too.
Yeah, man.
Mine does lightning.
Is it poison?
I'm not sure.
So
you get to
what?
see.
Give us some
Yeah,
room,
what
buddy.
I'm gonna do, Morgan. So I'm really hesitant to do it. There have been more than one time when my crit roll would kill a character, but it would be not a fun time to do that. Or vice versa, where my bad guys would roll ones, and it would just not be fun because you guys are steamrolling them, so they need to get in a hit or two. So I'm not gonna let you see my rolls, but what I will do instead is
What about
that.
advantage, disadvantage?
No.
No.
But what I will do instead is that I will take away the requirement that you need to do it before you know whether or not the attack succeeds or fails.
Okay.
So
Seems weird
even
that
after
they
the
do
attack
that
hits, you can choose to use the ability.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll essentially give me a bit more of an advantage in the
And
situation.
I will also
You
try
don't
and
mind
keep
that.
that in mind as we go forward. And when an attack hits but only barely or something like that, or really just skims by, I'll try and make a mention of that where I'll say it just barely hits you or something like that. So you have kind of an inkling to know those are better times to use.
Okay.
Okay.
Like nothing's hit you the whole fight, right?
That is a cool ability though, and I'm glad you
Otherwise,
did.
it's not fun for everyone if you never get hit.
Right. In much the same way as Getting steamrolled by bad guys is no fun for you guys. Always steamrolling every set of bad guys is no fun for you guys either.
Right. And it also means that, like, is there a healer in your group? Your healer never has any fun.
You know, but knowing that you never have a chance to steamroll a set of bad guys.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's not true.
I steamrolled so
You
many
just
of
have
my
to
bad
trust.
guys.
You just have to trust that the DM is gonna.
Mister.
Yeah.
Oh, I take 2 attacks. Now I take another attack.
But-
now I'm gonna hit the 30.
Part of it is understanding that they're like being badasses and being awesome at this is part of what you guys want from the game.
Right.
And so, like, part of my job as the DM is to help deliver that for you. So that there will absolutely be times when you get to, like, totally obliterate a bad guy. And I don't change your rules. So when you roll a 20 or when you do something epic or something along those lines, we want to help make it super epic. And for the most part, I do roll dice and I do, like, stuff with the dice. I just want to adjust it such that things are always fun.
Okay, so you said he hit me with the first one and missed the second.
He hit you for 6.
Okay.
With his axe. He buries it into your side, but you manage to block the other one solidly with your shield.
How do reactions work?
A reaction is you get 1 reaction per round.
Oh, I never printed Shield Master.
You want the book?
I'll take the damage and
Okay.
take this for now.
And then let's see. This is gonna be Orc 1. This Orc comes up and he tries to attack you with his great axe. Valence.
Oh, do I know?
And what's your AC?
16.
He does not hit you with his first attack, or his second attack. They both come in, and the first attack manages to just barely deflect off of your scales, and then the second one misses you wholeheartedly. And it is Silas's turn. Silas, you have noticed, by the way, that a bear that Ragnar shouted for has shown up outside of the cave and is following you.
Right.
Where are feet?
Movement towards the back.
No, they're like right
in
in
the
the middle.
middle. It's real silly. There's a they're in the thing in front. In the table of contents.
You're like right.
Oh, you're almost there.
Okay.
It's right around.
You guys keep going. I'll find it.
165.
Thank
Yeah, because I just. Attacked but missed.
Yes.
Which one of these attacked her?
This one.
Okay.
This one is the big guy.
Ragnar.
This one is.
Oh, okay. All right. I'd like to. I'm gonna fire my crossbow at Ragnar. Oops.
Yes.
Um, 14.
14 does not.
14 does not hit yet. Okay. Then I'm going to.
But just barely.
Okay. I'm going to fire my other crossbow at Ragnar.
Gotcha.
A 22.
That definitely hits.
Okay. Eight damage. And then
Make sure you roll your 1 damage.
yeah.
1 damage.
I don't have my proficiency to damage, right? Just
No.
my dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. No, my thorn damage was with my offhand. This was my offhand attack. I haven't done
Which means you don't get to add your
This is my offhand.
dex unless
That is fine. You can choose to do your bonus action for your offhand attack at any time. So that's fine.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you can do it in between the 2
Oh.
attacks. You can do the first 2 attacks with your main hand. You can do.
Oh, sure. In that case, 9 damage.
Okay.
And I'll do. I didn't realize. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, I would have done my other attack first. Right, and then you did before. 2.
Okay, so 11.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And now I will do my other attack against the guy attacking Thanos.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. And then I will. These are all coals.
Yep.
All right.
And like various pieces of metal and stuff like that.
Sure. Are they still hot?
Yes, definitely.
I'm gonna dip an arrow.
Like shove an arrow in,
Yeah,
a bolt in there?
Yeah, shove a bolt in there.
Okay, cool.
Just
one?
drop a seed.
Well, I mean,
With-
it'll cool. Well, I guess
With the rest of
I
your
don't know
action,
if
you
it's
can put up
cool
to 3 bolts.
here.
in.
Okay, I'll put 3 bolts in it.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Give me a description for your arrow shot. You did some solid damage.
Oh, sure. So, I wield dual crossbows, so I have them kind of mounted. So I kind of grab them out, and then, I guess I'm in the middle of the battle. And he's. This is like really annoying. I don't want to be here anymore. And so I just shoot at him, and that one misses, but I've gauged the wind in this cave. And so then I shoot at him with more accuracy and hit him. And what would you say percentage-wise for his total health?
You have no idea.
No idea?
Yeah.
Like, what does it do? Like, do I hit him in
hey.
the eye? Do I hit him in the shoulder?
Yeah, you hit him pretty solidly in the shoulder.
Okay, so I one
Sword
just, like,
shoulder or
Sword shoulder.
So he's about to awkwardly try and somehow awkwardly yet powerfully slice.
I picture it's a sword like directly
Or-
from the shoulder. Not like he doesn't have like an arm. It's just like swords. Like
And he's just like swinging it awkwardly.
That's how I saw it too.
Sure, that sounds fine.
it
Why
sounds
not?
like something a people could do.
And
He's a nutball. That's-
and like gross pieces of sinew that have attached to the
Oh,
handle
yeah.
so you can actually move it around.
Yeah,
And so
but
then
it's super like unwieldy.
I see that he's going to, and so I aim for his sword shoulder.
Gotcha.
And thunk it pretty well in there.
All right. Sledgeman.
All right. Atop my Clydesdale, I'm gonna give him a little kick, and he's gonna whip around, and we're gonna make towards the bear. And when I'm about here, I'm gonna leap off of it and go full attack rage at it, because I think I kind of hate bears. I'm going to.
Bear pelt?
You hate bears.
I
Is
wear
this- are we
a
in
bear
forest,
pelt.
by the way.
I
The
do.
cave is in a forest. Right now, you are in a cave.
I have some
There's no-
disagreement with bears.
You get a bonus for being in a forest.
And it's natural explorer.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any whatevers, but there's no distinction between caves and other things. So I don't think there is any battle in combat bonuses. So.
Yeah, I'll give it to you in this case.
I'm going to enter a rage.
If you go to a castle in a forest and go
No,
in the
no,
castle,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
give you the bonus.
Right. I figured because this is a natural.
Yeah.
whatever.
Cool. You're in a rage.
First I
Do you
decide.
scream when you go to a rage?
Oh, you bet
Or
you.
is it like a quiet?
Buns idea.
Wait. Lily, is it a quiet, seething rage?
No, it's a loud ruck. It's an unnecessarily loud.
So just like Lily.
Yeah. Shouting something to the extent of "Die, bear!" I'm trying to understand. So, if I'm in a rage, I get advantage on strength checks and. Oh, okay, but this gives me
strength-based attacks.
strength-based attacks.
I believe so.
You gain bonus
No,
to the
it's-
damage roll.
Bonus damage on.
It's bonus
Nobody
damage,
has to-
but at second level, I get a reckless
Yeah, I know.
attack where I can gain advantage.
That
But-
way you can get advantage.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. For my first attack, I'm going to do a reckless attack.
Yeah.
So I've leapt in front of the bear, even though I have a reach weapon.
Oh, I see.
Oh, but I have advantage. The first one was a 17.
Well, make sure you're adding your.
Yeah, and then I got a 7. So 17 plus
Yeah, there's no bonus.
6 would bring it to 23 versus AC.
Against the bear. You hit.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Don't forget, that when you have something sneaky up your sleeve, you generally sing.
And I do 12 damage on that attack.
Sweet. That's with your bonus rage.
That is with my bonus damage. And then, because we're 6th level, yeah?
Yep.
I get a second attack.
Oh. Nice.
And do I have advantage on this one? No, because this says with the first attack. So I have 18, which is
And you did
24.
note, by the way, that they kind of shifted down proficiency bonuses, so most of us should have a 3 instead of 2.
Yep, I got that. So this is a 24 versus AC.
Proficiency bonus?
Yeah, proficiency bonuses are now +3 instead of +2.
I have a +3.
It's in the charts.
Yeah. I think
I'm
everyone's.
sorry. I thought you were saying that we should all have a +2.
No.
No. You're saying yes. We should all have
We should all
+3.
have +3,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. I was so confused for it. I was like, no, I don't know. Did I do all of the other characters wrong?
Another 7, so another 13 damage.
Nice.
And I laugh at the bear, and then I curse something in Orcish towards Brocknar, because I don't know if I mentioned it, but I speak Orc.
Of course you do.
But I
can't read or write.
I mostly use it just to swear, because it's more fun that
You
way.
mostly only swear anyway, so.
Well, yeah. So it's about 30% common, 70% Orcish swearing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You land the bear into the bear. He is not dead, but he is badly wounded. Give me a description.
So the first one that come flying off the horse was just a big overhead axe swing, bring down, crunch, and maybe knock him down a little bit. I'm able to kind of put my foot on him, pry the axe out for another, another good hack into him, and so that's fun.
Sweet. I like it. That was awesome.
And then, if I can, since the horse is skittish,
He's gonna
retreat
run away.
out the cave somewhere.
Where's your character?
Me?
Oh, you can't see him. He's behind the wolf, behind the bear.
Okay.
There you go. Good call.
Alrighty. This orc is going to attack Torin. I'm gonna figure out everybody's names.
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Torin, your
assumed,
AC?
But were all of them at
20.
full hit points, Adam?
No.
Oh, well then I do an extra damage.
Oh, yes. Give me a D8. So part of the reason that we're doing this battle is for everybody to get a little bit
I
more
just
comfortable with the
assumed.
mechanics of their character.
Sure.
5 extra damage. And
Wow.
I'll give that to what's his name, Ragnar.
Gotcha. So if there's things that
Sorry, I
you missed or
just
things that
assumed they
you're
were
still getting
full
used
damage.
to, that's totally expected.
No,
No, that was a good question.
Your full ends if I use my hand. Can you do anything else?
Yes.
What about react?
No, you can still do reactions. You can still do bonus actions. If you have anything that uses a bonus
I
action.
assume since I can use a spell as a reaction, I cannot use a concentration spell. Though. I can only use a
You just cannot maintain. So you can do the initial thing, but you couldn't maintain the concentration on it.
20.
20.
Which order are you talking about?
He hits you. He misses you entirely with his first attack, and then hits you solidly with the second.
The first one was a feint.
Yeah.
You
You're
That's what
not.
he tells
You're,
himself.
you're not sure if he is that
So he can
talented,
sleep it.
That's-
but if he were, then that would definitely.
He's
work.
quick with that sword arm.
So how can I use a reaction to dodge?
How does your reaction work?
I don't know.
What reaction thing are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, you
You're
don't have
you're
a
talking about your
reaction.
shield ability. your
Well,
shield
that doesn't have anything. I'm asking about a reaction. What can I do with
Unless you have a
You're-
specifically.
Your reaction can only be used to make attacks of opportunity, or if you have a thing that specifically says this, you can use your reaction to do this, then you can do that. But for anybody, unless you have a thing that says your reaction can do this, the only other thing you can use your reaction
For
is-
instance,
Here's an
since,
example.
since your character is an
Oh, hold on,
Eldritch
Jack.
Knight, if you got the shield spell, you can use that as a reaction to buff your AC by 5 for a round.
I do. I have
So
I
you-
have the shield master, which says if you You can add your shield AC to any dex saving throws.
Yes, but you also have the shield spell.
So
Which
if you
is
know
a
you
separate.
get hit, you
I
can
don't.
cast
You
shield.
don't have that.
I
As a
don't.
reaction.
Oh, I do. I do have it. One reaction when you take a hit by the magic missile spell, or targeted by the magic missile spell, and protection until striking mission. You have 5 bonus AC. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
So what's your AC?
Now 25.
All right. So you use your reaction to bump your AC up.
That still counts as a spell slot use, though.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Morgan.
So
The attack would still just barely hit.
Okay. I think I will use cutting words and say something like, "You suck,"
I saw.
and
I translate that into Orcish for Ragnar.
At this point, you're used to
and
doing
so
it.
I subtract 8 from his attack roll.
You subtract 8.
I rolled an 8 on a d8. Yes.
Wow.
So I'll lend some description on this one. The orc comes in with an attack, causing you to deflect it with your shield, but it leaves you open. And when he comes back up with his axe, you come up with your no. This is the other orc. Actually. You bring up a magical shield, but his axe actually looks like it's going to cut right next to where you bring up your magical shield. But right at that moment, a couple of sharp words come out from the bard and then retranslated through Sledge Mama, and the orc stumbles just a little and slams into your shield, causing him to miss his attack.
That was all me. I did all that.
Thank you, Elliot.
Should be pretty impressed.
You also have that plus 5 AC for a full round. So until your next turn.
Yes.
I take
Or it's
no
full round until
damage.
his next turn. The attacker's turn.
No, it's until the start of her turn.
Is it? 'Cause it says 1 round. The duration.
I think it's until the start of her turn.
Oh, that's the duration if you
If you
Until-
cast it on
it
your
as a
turn.
reaction. You
Until
can
the
cast it
start
on
of
your
your
turn.
next turn. And it says I take no damage from magic missile.
Yes. It's awesome for
Specifically, magic missile.
some cocky asshole who goes like, ha, 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 magic missile, and you're like, shield. And they're like, oh.
That's rad.
It is the one counter to magic missile.
Boy, all of my monsters needed that.
Well, that and aren't there globes of invulnerability too? The
Oh yeah, that's true.
spell invulnerability that would prevent first level spells from affecting you.
Oh, that'd
Yes,
been handy.
absolutely.
And there's counter
Dinosaurs
spell.
had that. Did you know that?
That's amazing.
Wish I'd had that.
He's gonna stay where he is. He's trying to attack you. Elliot, it's your turn. And then after Elliot, it is Torrent's turn.
Okay, so Elliot is going to move in between Silas and Valence
Silence and
first.
Yeah.
It's valence, like the electron.
Like here?
Valence,
That's what I thought it was from.
right between them,
Okay.
just so that he's close enough to.
Valence just means I don't know.
I think he's going to cast Bane as a 4th level spell on all of the orcs.
You have
Awesome.
a 4th level
Whoa.
spell?
Or sorry,
he's
2nd level spell affects 4 targets. That's what I meant. So they all have -1 for attacks and saving throws.
Attacks and saving throws?
Yes.
Awesome. What does casting up a spell slot do?
It increases
Now, what is the
the
bonus?
target. It normally affects only 3.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
So what's your effect on that? Sweet.
So what does it do?
They all have a -1d4 to their attacks and saving throws.
Cool.
Sweet.
Suck.
Just the orcs?
You suck.
Just the orcs.
All of
I
you
say,
just suck.
Thanks, Elliot. Oh,
You suck. You really, really suck.
Nice.
I would like to spend my entire turn clapping.
They take it to heart.
And then I'm
But-
going to go ahead and shoot back so that I'm directly behind Silas. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so right there.
Perfect.
I'm trying to go a little so you can still see. Alrighty, Torrent. And then Valence's turn after Torrent.
Okay, so I can skirt around.
If you move away from either one of them, you'll take an attack of opportunity.
So you can go here or here.
So you can move between them. You can move to either of these without taking an attack of opportunity. If you want to skirt around, you won't take an attack from this guy, but you will from him. And this is the
Similar to the other one.
Sword arm.
yeah,
Arm sword.
sword. Arm sword.
Well, I'm gonna tempt fate here.
Okay.
Go here.
Braknar gets an attack against you.
You roll a d4.
He. Oh no, I have not yet rolled a d4. Thank you for the reminder. He would just barely hit you.
Ooh. And my 25 goes away, right?
Yes, it goes away at the start of your turn.
This
You
isn't
can
saying
still
much, but
cast
that
shield
orc's a
again
fast
if you want
aggressive
to.
again.
At
Oh,
the
yeah,
start of
he's-
your turn?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
goes,
because you cast it as a reaction.
So I can cast as a reaction and then do something else.
Yes,
yes,
because
you
the reaction
get your
just takes
reactions
reactions
back at the
You know
start.
what? I'm just gonna take it.
Okay.
I'll just take it. I'll save my.
He does 10 damage to you.
Because shield lasts for... Oh, I see.
No.
No, it's if you cast it as a reaction,
Till
it lasts
the
until the
next
start.
turn.
Okay. I move over here and I'm going to use my breath weapon. I'm gonna fucking breathe on them.
Yeah, Dragonborn.
Alrighty.
Unfortunately, he is not in the same row.
Yeah, what is the width of it?
5 feet by 30 feet.
Wow.
So I wouldn't have hit him anyway.
Oh yeah, I guess it's
Okay.
more than 30 feet.
But any metal in here
Also,
will get.
gets electrified.
Would
There's some
get-
wet metal in there. Heats up some of that metal.
So my breath is everybody in range has to make a dexterity saving throw,
And they all have a minus 1d4 from being.
and they have to beat a 15.
You want me to roll someone d4s at him?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
wait, 8, 9,
Oh yeah, that's right. You have an entire dice
15.
back.
They both fail miserably.
Nice.
So they
Especially with the
take
bane.
6,
Ragnar's got that big
5.
lightning pole of an arm.
Yeah, actually.
So 12 plus 5 is 17 damage.
17.
Wow. Nice.
And Braknar feels it a little bit more with his undetachable metal arm.
Nice.
So give me a description for this.
So Torin gets hit with another attack as he's getting into position, and goes and then roars, and lightning shoots out of his mouth, and arcs into a line straight through, all the way into the pit of despair.
Alrighty.
Of coals.
Some of the metal shards and things like that you can see heat up just a little bit more inside the pile of coals. And Braknar and the orc are solidly slammed by this electrified beam coming out of.
Have I ever seen Turin do that before?
Yeah, after
Yeah,
a year.
after a
Travis?
year?
Totally.
I go, God, I love it when he does that. Wish I could do that. How cool is that?
Well done. Valence. It is your turn.
Okay. I will. I want to look at this guy who just tried to hit me. I want to like stare at him, like looking him dead in the eyes. I'm gonna do a twin spell, chromatic orb, and shoot these guys. And then, so the chromatic orb's gonna go after these two,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look at him and be like, "You're next." Just like, boom. Kind of like,
Ooh, you want to intimidate him?
yeah. I kind of want to try and intimidate him.
So you want to do that even though it'll be at disadvantage since it's ranged attack?
I'm not hitting him. I'm hitting these two.
It does not matter if somebody is standing within 5 feet of you. You get disadvantage.
Wait, you can cast 2 of them at the same time?
He, as a sorcerer, he can.
Cool.
He
Wow,
has the
that's nuts.
ability to do a quicken spell.
That is sweet.
It's a specific. You choose a spell, I think, right?
Yes. So all spells and ranged attacks, if you attack if somebody is standing next to you, you get disadvantage on attacks against anybody. So they changed that rule from the playtest.
What?
I don't know what that is.
In that case, I will step here first.
And take the attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
No, I think we have the name for it. Just you off the next chain. We have like raw
And he
ones
gets
in the
minus
fridge.
4.
That's correct.
He misses.
Good.
He misses his attack.
If you want to.
Okay.
Just barely from the bane.
I'm hungry, and that's
The song is going on about how much he sucks, and he's like, I do kind of
Okay, so I'm gonna actually go for these two with my chromatic orb.
It's like a Morrissey song.
Gotcha.
I'm tempted to do it at a higher level, but I think I'll just do it as level 1, so I only spend 1 sorcery point. So that is the ranged spell attack, so I have +6 total. Spell attack, so I'm going to do 6 do 20. I got a 23.
Alright, and that's against the bear?
Whichever one you want to do first, yeah.
Sure. And then give me the other. You hit the bear, give me the other.
Or should I do it this one first because he's closer and that's the first attack?
I almost always go. Well, that's fine.
Does that make? I mean, I figured that made
Sure.
more sense.
Whichever one you want to designate. If you're going to attack multiple targets, just tell me which one you're designating for each attack. So in this case, sure, you are designating.
Alright, that one gets hit first, and the next one's a 17.
All right. Yes, you don't get a bonus to. You just get some minus. Oh, but that's against the bear. Yeah, that hits.
So that gives me 38. And I get +3 to damage because it's lightning based. So 38 plus 3, 21 damage.
Awesome.
And
Normally, I would have you roll 1 damage for multiple targets,
These are 2
but
spells.
this is actually 2
it's a
separate
twin spell,
spells.
since it's actually 2 different chromatic orbs. You want me to
Yeah,
roll damage for
yeah, I
this
think
one?
you should roll damage.
So that's for the first guy, just this first attack. And
Still tall item. That makes sense.
the next one is 24.
Gotcha.
Dang, I rolled 3 7s on those 3 d8s. That's awesome. The other question is, does lightning do something with somebody wearing armor? I forget if lightning spells are affected by somebody wearing armor or metal or something.
It's
Some of
in
them,
it's in the spell description.
Do they? Okay.
yeah. It's only like shocking grasp gives you advantage on the spell on the to hit if they're wearing it. Not all of them. All right. The bear is looking super badly injured, and this guy is reeling from
Barely hanging on.
Give me. So you like backed up and shot out the spell.
Yeah, I
Give me
like-
a final description.
This guy hit me, so I'm like, turn around, like, hop back, boom! Like 2 hands, 1 orb in each hand.
He's taken Ursa major damage.
I watched you claw your way towards that dude.
The bear is gonna attack Sledge Mama.
Should have casted his level 2, an extra d8.
Wow.
Or level 3, then 5 d8.
Would have rolled a 1.
I probably would have rolled less damage. So I got 3 7s
Yeah.
on that one, and the other one I got a 7 8.
A lot of rolling going on back there.
I have to roll d4s for every.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, right.
The bear misses you with a claw attack, but then snaps a solid bite on you.
Ha! Ow.
I felt like imagine that's exactly how I said.
Ha! Ow.
Morgan, just so I know on your ability, what do you roll for it?
It's D8.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
Oh, snap.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, I'm just gonna let her take it anyways, because
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I was
A
giving
well
you,
of health points.
and I knew when I was giving you good information on it.
Yeah.
You take 8 damage.
Okie doke.
The bear lights into your arm.
Nah.
And this last orc
This will just be a good conversation start.
is going to move forward and is going to try to attack Silas.
That's me.
And he is going to
I reduce damage.
barely hit his first attack, and then with his second.
All right.
You take 4 damage.
I reduce the damage by half. Well, what is resistance? Is that half damage?
Resistance is half damage. Yeah.
By the
While
way,
raging-
the bear doesn't have Bane on it. I was only
But
able
I
to get
have-
orcs.
Okay. Well,
Just
he
for future
it
reference.
would have panned out the same way you ended.
Yeah.
Because I have a bear totem spirit, somewhat ironically, I resist to all damage except psychic. Spirit of the bear makes me.
Yeah, while you're raging, right?
Well,
Or is it all?
Yeah. He's still raging. She's still
I
raging.
mean, you're still raging, so.
yeah, I
it would be true
am.
now.
I don't know if the totem you have to be raging for.
Huh.
It may just be all the time.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Ragnar is angry about getting hit by lightning. And he takes his axe and starts to cast a heal on himself.
Oh, I should have shot.
Would someone
Well,
like
it's an axe
counterspell that?
Did a chill touch on him.
Dibs.
Or did you remove
Hack away at it until
counterspell
No,
from
it-
your spell list?
Did I remove what?
No, not you. Valence, I thought, had counterspell on his spell list.
I thought so too, actually.
I do.
Okay.
He's casting a heal.
He's casting a heal spell on himself.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna reaction counter that.
All right. Ooh. Tell me how counterspell works.
Counter spell.
If it's up to 3rd level, it's just
Wait, did he?
It is-
Do you use your
It
reaction?
is casting time. One reaction, which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell.
He did
Duration,
not see-
instantaneous. You attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. If the creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, its spell fails and has no effect. If it's casting a spell of 4th level or higher, make an ability check using their spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On success, a creature spell fails and has no effect. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, interrupted spell has no effect if the level is less than or equal to the level of the spell slot you used.
Does he still take his action to cast the spell? Or
Yes.
whatever it would take normally? Like he's still.
Yes, but it also cost me a 3rd level slot.
Could you do like a cool like battle of wits? Like you could be like, I'm casting a 3rd level or lower spell, and be like, I'm gonna counter, and you're like, I'm gonna dump another magic point, and you're like, fuck it, I am too, and
Actually, even better, if you were battling a sorcerer, or really a wizard who had
the higher the level
counterspell,
spell,
the wizard could
better
counterspell.
for you.
that would be insane.
And counterspell his counterspell.
That would be crazy.
Which at that point would just make it like a fully stocked kitchen.
But since he's a sorcerer, he could. No, I guess you can't counterspell. You can't gain another reaction by pushing it.
No, yeah.
That would be epic, though. All right. It is lower than 3rd or lower, so it is counterspell. But give me a description for it. He's also going to get an attack on his turn. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just threw a chromatic orb at him. He's like, all my lightning. And I see him, like, start to get this green glow of, like, I'm like, nuh-uh, you ain't undoing my damage. My lightning is full good.
Well, that's
I am
You
for
didn't-
real.
You
What's
didn't
that?
you didn't throw an order.
Oh wait, I'm
You're
stepping
right,
on the
I
bard's
totally did.
lines.
She did. She hit him with lightning, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Think your breath stays.
Uh,
So, yeah, I shot the 2 orbs at this, and I see this guy starting to heal, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna make it short
Nice.
instead of
He's,
pounding.
he brings his hand with an axe to his chest and starts chanting some incantations. which sort of just fumble out of his mouth, and he just sort of like
Yes. I'm very charismatic, so I'm just like, boom! What you doing?
I'm not charismatic at all.
And he's gonna come up and he's gonna attempt to attack.
He said something
Go for
about
it.
fart butts. I don't know. Is that an orc thing? Fart butts?
I think that's a spell.
Yeah.
You should watch out.
All right.
All right, he only gets
Yeah.
one attack and he misses.
It's rare to see me afraid, and I'm a little afraid.
Did you say? Oh,
Uh-oh.
This orc is. Actually, he's angry about the bane. He's gonna run over here and he's gonna attempt to attack.
Oh, he wants
attack.
a piece of this? Who's he attacking?
He's actually gonna attempt
Elliot.
to attack Elliot. He's got bane. Elliot, he is going to hit you fairly well.
Fairly well.
And then barely hit you with his second attack.
I'll let it go.
You take 11 and then 4 damage.
Okay.
Let's see. Silas. And then after Silas, it's Sledge Monster.
I have ideas. As well as Andre 3000 stuck in my head.
You have Andre.
Yeah. I don't know, what was his band before? He was Andre 3000?
By the way, I'm going to put
No,
a
it's
spell
not.
on distance spell.
Outcast?
Mm-hmm.
You're
My next
Okay.
level up.
Yeah.
for automatic.
It's totally stuck in my head now.
gotcha.
So I have the twin and the
all right. I am gonna.
Oh, all right. That was a twin.
That was a twin.
I pulled the heated bolts out of my out of the fire.
Yeah.
Out of the coals. And then I quickly, like, two-handedly load them into the crossbows. I have these nice attachments that go to my elbows when I'm wearing them, so I can lift my hands off the triggers and put crossbow bolts in.
Nice.
You had to come up with some way to do it.
Throw the crossbows in the air and hold the bolts in place.
like
Check.
the crossbows land on
And
the.
they're basically like shotguns.
Yeah.
Just go.
not like a flip around thing. Like
Right.
a
So
that's
anyway,
that's how the mechanics work of the game. So you have to come up with something. So that seems fine to me.
So I load my crossbows, and I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack. Why is that guy next to me?
Do you have like crossbow mastery?
I do, yes.
Oh, that means that you can attack things adjacent to you without the disadvantage, right?
That is 100% correct.
Like putting a gap to the guys.
Yeah. So I'm gonna attack the guy. Has the guy right next to me been hit at all? He hasn't.
Not in the technical combat that we've done, but they were all kind of injured
Oh,
to begin because I put you guys in the middle of it.
Okay. So I'm going to attack.
Okay.
I'll tell
The
you.
guy right next to you?
I'm going to attack the. Yeah, I pull out my. I pull out my bows, cock them, if you will, and I'm going to attack the guy right next to me, and the guy just across, right on the other side of everyone.
that guy?
Right there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He rolls all at once, right?
Yeah, that's totally fine if you guys want to do that. So long as you can
Okay. So.
differentiate which
Terrifying.
thing is which.
Yeah.
All right. So that is a first attack. Yeah. Okay. So that is a 28 against this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
That hits.
All right. I do 9 damage.
Sweet. And I'm gonna give you a bonus extra damage on there for your fire.
Sweet. And then I'm holding the last bolt, by the way, in between my teeth.
Yes. Yeah.
Like this. I made sure to offset it so the hot end was.
that was a good idea.
Oh, Yosemite Sam.
My cheeks are a burn.
Biscuits are burning. My biscuits are burning.
And then the other guy, I hit for 23. That's not damage. I'm attacking
to hit?
I'm attacking
Hits.
23 to hit. Okay. And I hit him for 13 damage.
Okay.
And then that was adding the extra D8 onto it. And then
That is awesome. That is exactly how I picture it. That is so rad.
Is he missing? Yeah. That's spectacular.
that's exactly right. My third attack is actually going to be against the bear.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow, I
that's
get
going to
2.
be
I thought that was pretty good.
He's
a
dual
20.
wielding.
That's going to be a 23.
20 hits.
Oh, I
And
get 2 too.
unfortunately, it's only going to be
2-2?
6
No.
damage.
Let's see
Oh,
how he-
Shut up.
Except for this.
You know
as well.
nothing of dragon culture.
8 damage. Sorry.
All right. And a lot of fire damage.
I guess that's
Sweet.
You killed a bear.
All right. So I pull it out. I aim my crossbows both ways. I fire them at the same time. They hit both of the guys on either side of me, basically. And then I load the crossbow. I just pull up my primary crossbow and I go click, and then fire it at the bear.
I imagine this is being very equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's totally. That's exactly right.
Good reference. Not very well
Give
known
me a
reference.
description for the bear dog.
Good reference.
Yeah. So the bear is busy fighting Sledge Mama, I think, right?
Yeah, huh?
And Sledge Mama has just gotten bitten, and I think that's the last thing that happened to you, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Stop it!"
Yeah.
And the bear kind of rears back, and then that's perfect. And so I, right when I'm aiming, I shoot it, and it goes into the bear's mouth and straight through flame.
Sweet. I love it.
And then the bear's head bursts into flame.
Ooh! Oh!
That,
That,
And
that's
you're like-
part I'm not used to.
You didn't see the bolt, so you're like, I don't do fire bears!
Yeah.
And then the bear falls down dead, and you're like, I did.
I did that.
Actually,
You know what I'm gonna do?
That works. It's like a.
The burned hulking corpse of the bears.
well, so I realized that part of the problem of laying these down
Is that
is that they take up 2 squares.
Right.
But if you just take the thing out, then
Although to be honest, when a dead body's laying down.
well, except that each square is like
Oh,
5
5
feet,
feet, so
and when you
probably
lay down,
makes
unless you die by
you're
like
right.
falling directly
You're
backwards.
You're right. Okay, and then as for my turn, unfortunately, I don't have the awesome feat that Walter did, so I'm probably just going to stay
You can move around.
on the one that we had before, where we could, where if we
If you attack, then you can move. It's a cool feat, but the priority of it with the other really cool feats that are around.
Oh yeah,
without
no, this
having the
feat for
extra
me is better, but that would have been awesome because dual wielding is pretty nice. I'm going to, yeah, I'm actually going to shift. I'm gonna move over to here.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah.
Pledge Mama.
All right. See, so that the bear was killed, I had all sorts of plans for that, but that's not going to happen anymore. So, what instead I'm going to do is I had a crazy idea for Brocknar, but he's all the way over here. So, I'm going to make like a beeline, and she's surprisingly fast. So she starts running, and when she gets to this first guy, instead of leaving his reach, she's going to make a, just like kind of a grabbing punch attack against this dude.
Cool.
So, this is my first attack.
the Kalima.
I get advantage.
Kalima.
Kalima.
Yes! It bounces like crazy. So the first one was a 22 versus AC. Second one was a 22 versus AC.
Those both hit.
So this just does 1d4 damage. Plus, hold on, let me pull up my thingamajigs. And I'm raging, so that'll be 5, 6, 7 damage.
Okay.
And because I took the ballroom brawler feat,
Ridiculous 7 damage just for a
For
punch.
punching
I know.
someone?
well, I took barroom brawler, which is what lets me up my unarmed damage.
That's awesome.
In addition to that, I can make a bonus attack to grapple them, I think is what it is. Hold on, it's coming up.
I hope that's
When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple the target.
Okay, something to note, just because I have to deal with this, and I don't know if you do, is that no matter how many different things tell you get bonus actions, you only get one bonus action on your turn.
I did not know that,
So,
but
for
I don't think I have
example-
anything else that gives me bonus action.
Okay, so for example, I have spells I can cast as a bonus action,
Oh.
but my
Additional
dual
crossbow
wield
attack.
is the second thing I attack with as a bonus action. So if
Gotcha.
I want to cast that spell and do my dual wielding, I have to choose which one of those to do. I can't do both.
So I don't really want to like grab hold of him. I want to just like use my momentum to just kind of like flick him into the fire.
All right.
Oh, nice.
So probably a
Give me a strength check.
strength
Wait,
check.
It's going to be
Should
a
he give
strength
you a
contest.
weight check too
For his weight?
for his momentum? Because he's running, he like punch grabbed him, and he's like kind of using his weight to throw him around.
No. Well, he's using that guy's weight.
Yes.
You don't need to be very heavy.
That's
You just
true.
need him to be really heavy.
Furthermore, as my
As
bear
a
totem,
pendulum.
Right.
I have advantage on strength checks.
Yes.
There's a 13 plus my strength modifier of 3, so 16. Or a 20.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. He is knocked prone and laying in coals and screaming. Ah!
And I keep running. Which one's Brocknar? Is this
That's
Brocknar?
the back.
So I was here. I think I can make it. And I have a reach weapon
Nice.
Oh, do you?
with a
Oh
battle
yeah, I forgot that you have a
halberd.
using a halberd.
This is just
There's two
normal
of us
attack.
with reach weapons.
So that is
Oh yeah.
just a 13 versus AC.
That one does not hit.
And this way, forget fire. Good. And that'll be my turn.
All right, he's gonna take some crazy fire damage on his turn, which make a note of that. But he is definitely laying and burning in the fire at the moment. And it's this guy's turn. He's gonna attack Torin again.
Torn, don't die yet, because I want to see that fire lightning thing at least one more time.
Torin, he climbs 2 attacks off your shield as you stand there in a stalwart way. Elliot.
Whine.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cast a Healing Word as a 3rd level spell on myself as a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm like,
Nice.
help, I need somebody, help, just in.
Anybody.
Awesome.
And that'll heal me for 11, which is okay. Better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. At least it's
And then I'm going to use my action to cast Vicious Mockery at the nearby orc. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo, stick your head and doo doo. Okay, so he has to
this guy, right?
make a what is it? Wisdom saving throw.
Gotcha. He gets -4 for his What's the DC?
15.
He fails.
So he is going to take 5 points of damage, and his next attack is at disadvantage.
All right.
I have a bonus to intimidation checks.
It's psychic damage, if that matters.
Not in this case, but good to know. That.
Okay, and then Elliot is going to go ahead and move
He
around,
looks really sad.
around and off to sort of this corner of the cave down yeah, there. Perfect.
Right there is good. There's good acoustics in that corner or something.
Yeah. He just doesn't want to. Oh crap! I forgot to roll for concentration.
Roll for concentration?
Yeah, because I got hit twice. You said 11 damage once and 4 damage, which it's a minimum of 10.
So the way it works is that if you're concentrating on a spell, which he is, which is Bane,
Yeah.
then and you get hit by any amount of damage.
Okay, the first one was a 19, so that'll beat the 11. And then he rolls 5, so he's no longer concentrating on base.
So what is it? It's half the damage or 10.
Yeah.
You have to beat that.
So I guess they would have both been 10s, because half of 11 would have been less than 10.
And you can gain. Is there a bonus to it?
It's a Constitution saving.
Oh, so okay, so you get to add your
Constitution modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Bane ends as you miss a note after getting hit by that, but nonetheless you viciously mock this guy. Yeah. He is saddened. That's exactly what the schoolyard orcs used to say. Torin. And then it's Valence's turn after.
Torin, it's me. I'm Torin. I'm looking at the quote from my character. Torin's gonna attack these guys.
Good.
Your character already has quotes on the internet.
Yeah.
People know her or him.
He's Thorin.
Yeah.
He's a folk hero, remember?
Sure.
I'm gonna hammer. I'm gonna hammer.
Is it hammer time?
It's no.
Yeah.
That might be
You were looking for quotes.
No, I have one already.
Adam found one for you.
Yeah,
It
your
was-
quote, we can't touch this.
It was. Keep going. It's hammer time. No, wait. I like that better.
It's hammer time.
Yeah, that may
First
be
one's 12, so
something
I'm
that
gonna-
Sledge Mama would
Oh,
actually
no.
say.
That's true. It does sound more like a sledge mama.
Right, but I
Yeah, she did stop collaborating.
do have an extra text. I'm gonna. 7 is 21.
That hits.
Alrighty.
Have you used your action surge yet?
We have action surge.
You're a fighter.
You do.
It's on your.
Oh right, I do. I wrote it down. Hey, we're all gonna.
Yeah, absolutely.
So first I do 8, 9, 10, 11 damage to him. To Bracknar.
Have you used your gun sword yet?
I mean, every good fighter has a gun sword.
At least one.
And
Have you
then
used
I'm
the
gonna use
insta-kill
my.
button that you have yet?
Daily.
I'm gonna use my action surge to hit this
To
guy.
make another attack on that guy.
Just one
11.
gun and
That
sword.
does not.
What? Why did I not hit?
Ward.
I missed the
Lord.
fighter doing damage on this.
Do you get your full 2 attacks when you use action surge?
Thing.
I think you only get one attack.
No, because otherwise they would say bonus action.
Just take
It used
an
to be just one
additional
per
action.
weapon.
Oh, no, it's a full action, so you get 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetness.
Is that right, Peter?
You need one other.
No, I rolled an 11, which is an 18.
What's that?
When you take an action surge, do you get your full 2 attacks?
You didn't let me, I don't think. But
I thought it was like a bonus attack or something.
Starting, you push
It
yourself.
doesn't end
May
in
On your turn, you can take 1 additional action on top of your regular action, possible, and a possible bonus action.
oh, see, I wish
1
you'd let me do
additional
that.
action.
Oh,
Well,
so
this
yeah,
is
that'd be
different from before anyway, so.
Yeah, it is different from how
It says as well as a possible bonus action, which if you make an attack, you get a bonus attack every time you make an attack.
But it's not considered
on
a
your
bonus
turn. You
attack,
can
it's
take
considered
1
a-
additional action. It's saying included with your regular action and a possible bonus.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
not-
so no.
It doesn't give you another bonus action.
Yeah, so she doesn't get the
1
second
additional action. No, I assume that making it says that, let's see, under multi-attack, it says whenever you take the attack action, so it's 1 action to attack.
Oh, all right.
So I will assume that it does. I'm sorry, Peter, if it was worded differently or if I made it different.
I think it was worded
You
different.
need to retcon our entire year-long.
Peter killed
campaign.
everything.
It's okay.
I argued that for like 10 minutes. I made my peace with it.
I've also changed my stance on
It's not like I didn't
being
get
able to
enough
move
attacks.
between your.
You still would have killed
extra
things,
attacks.
what, like 30%?
Wait, what did
faster?
you? So how? What's the stance on it now?
Minus warfare?
And 18 with your thing.
What's the stance on moving between attacks?
If you have multiple attacks on your turn, you can absolutely move between all of them in any way that you want,
Okay.
so long as you have movement left.
7 damage.
All right. Well, you killed the orc,
Oh,
not the big guy, but you
oh,
killed.
well, I figured. Do I still have a move, or am I all out of whatever?
You still have move? Yeah, you haven't moved in.
Did you move at all?
No.
Yeah, you did.
So, I'm gonna...
It's an
liberty
action
here.
to disengage.
Right, but I can
Right.
move... Actually, I'm a fighter. I know about flanking. Flanking still exists, right?
Nope.
Not really.
Flanking does not
Feet.
exist.
Or
If
something.
you guys want, if you guys
Flanking
are
exists.
if you guys are like standing in a way and purposefully trying to get like a thing going with that, then you might be able to get advantage or something. But otherwise, it does not exist.
Okay, well, being a fighter, being tactical, I'm going to see Sledge Mama out of the corner of my eye and kill everything.
Gotcha.
That's my turn.
And Valence.
Boom!
All right.
That's all he does. He just stands there and he's like, kaboom! And we're like, Valence, do
Cast a spell or
do
something!
something.
Booyah!
Kaboom!
Kaboom!
That's not helping.
Boom shakalaka!
Chill touch.
Put your phone down. Don't update your face. Ah.
We've seen the Tesla trick before. Good job. Uh,
Okay, chill touch.
you wear sunglasses.
At night.
And I...
Does Valence wear sunglasses?
In a cave.
His goggles. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Although you wouldn't have them on
Only
now.
daylight. I wouldn't have them on now.
It's
Are they
actually.
Oakley?
Oh, yeah, you're a
lit
drow.
in this cave.
Right.
Are they Oakley's?
Right.
Professor
Right,
Oakley's.
the poison.
Professor
Secret poison.
Oakley's.
So I'm doing a twin spell again, and since it's a cantrip, it only costs me 1 sort of point for this guy, and it's chill touch, which is a ranged attack with 120 feet. Duration is 1 round. You create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against a creature to sell it the chill of the grave. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 necrotic damage and can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
You don't have to touch him to do a chill touch?
No, they changed it.
It creates a hand. The hand, the skeletal.
It's like
hand
a
is touching.
skeletal spectral hand.
Ah.
Blend you up.
Until then, the hand
What,
clings
you
to
would've
the
done
target.
chill
If you hit an
touch?
undead target, it also has
No,
disadvantage
last
on attack.
Oh, they changed it.
I know, I blend you up.
So, the attack roll.
It's just a skeletal finger that comes up. That's all nothing.
Yeah.
Since it's a twin spell, I'll go for this guy first.
Gotcha.
22,
That hits.
and that guy 17.
Which guy?
Oh, boom.
Grognark. Bracknar.
Yeah, that hits.
Crimbly.
I kept hearing your dice roll, but you're not rolling dice, you're touching your phone. So it was very confusing.
It's a very convincing dice.
Yeah, it is.
But it sounds the same every time, right? So
Yes.
there's no...
Unless I get a critical hit or a critical fail.
Oh.
Then it sounds-
Oh, by the way, we are house ruling for spells because I think this is a great idea. If you have a spell that
save DC.
that has a save DC, and you roll a 1,
Totally.
that is a critical hit on the part of the caster.
I think that totally makes sense.
Okay.
So
Even if it's a non-damage spell.
Even if it's a non-damage spell, we may or may not have to come up with ways in which that is a critical hit.
So 7 damage here.
So there are 2 ways to attack with spells. One way is that you point at somebody and your spell could miss, and so that way is just like a normal attack, like a ranged attack, very similar to a ranged attack.
Like
the breath. Well, the other way is that you say, I'm making the spell happen, and the spell happens, and then the targets of the spell,
What do they save it?
the targets of the spell basically get a chance to get out of the way or resist it.
You rolled a 1, not if I did.
If
There's no reason
I
for me to
attack
roll a 1.
you
Well, if he's
with a
attacking
spell,
you with a spell.
and you roll a 1, then
You
it's a
save
critical
DC
hit on the
roll.
part of the bad guys.
I see. Okay, I got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Sorry. you're right.
No, it's a good question.
Yep.
So 7 damage for them,
Gotcha.
and 9 damage for that one. Can't get suck a bitch.
That is 2d8 damage.
Yeah. All
We rolled not
cantrips.
very well on this one. I rolled a 5 and 2.
7. Guys,
I guess 8.
7 and 9.
That's exactly average gear. Average gear of the game.
You kill Bracker.
Oh,
Give me a description.
I wanted to cut his arm off.
You still can. He's just dead.
It's not as fun. I don't want to anymore.
How did the one?
Maybe it's good.
You just hit him last turn. Didn't you?
I did.
Where? How did you hit him?
I hit him with my hammer and I smashed his other shoulder.
Ah,
He's a pirate orc.
this reading's bad.
So he was kind of staggering from the hit with the hammer,
Yeah.
and not even trying. I'm just casting a hand to grab him and make it so he can't heal. Thinking I saw him heal last time, I don't want to waste another counter spell on that, so I'm just going to cut it off with cantrip. But when he staggered, fortunately, my skeletal hand that comes up, accidentally just poked him right through the eyeball and right into his right into his frontal lobe, and the guy's like.
That's why I don't cast spells.
That's why whenever he makes a skeleton hand,
I deflect.
Ah!
it's so cool.
He knows a counter spell of his own.
Awesome. It jabs through his eyeball, and he sort of screams out, and then he kind of freezes over, and frost kind of the heat sucks out of him with the chill touch.
That's necrotic damage now.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Yeah, but it does cold.
Does it?
Yeah, if it chills things, it just doesn't chill things by turning it to ice. It chills things by sucking the heat.
Yeah.
Sucking the life out. Yeah.
Sucking the light.
So, it doesn't work to, chill a lasagna.
Well,
so he wouldn't
you'd
turn
have a dead
he wouldn't
lasagna.
turn to ice, but he does immediately become a cold corpse.
Ooh,
Rather than
Ugh.
he would breathe a breath of cold air because his body temperature and his would just drop because the life is being sucked out of it.
Does it only get sucked out of his mouth?
No, it gets sucked out from.
Are you
where else
where else do you want to suck it out?
I'm just
Right now,
curious.
right now it's getting sucked out of his
magic.
eyesight.
Sledge Mama, not appropriate.
Trying to wrap your what around that?
Awesome. And this guy feels similarly drained and cold.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk right up next to him and just give him a death stare.
I'm gonna start marking these 18 and over.
Alrighty.
Podcast.
Are you not marking them as 18?
No.
What the fuck are these kids gonna think?
Great.
This shit is ridiculous.
He is gonna run the fuck away.
Other swear words.
I would like to attack him with my crossbow.
Can I, as a reaction, whistle to my horse?
Because I had a really cool way of killing him.
Yes.
All right.
But I can't.
I'm gonna reaction shock and grasp.
Well, you guys both get reactions on.
Yeah, but I wanted to kill him dead.
Well, you might be able to do
But not
that.
in the cool way.
Oh,
I
I
had plans.
Is he wearing armor made of metal?
No, he's wearing tattered scraps of leather armor.
So basically, I get to make melee spell attack against them.
Stop it.
There we go.
Yes,
Miss.
you get to make a melee spell attack. Do you have a melee spell attack?
Yeah. This would be 20 for 6, right?
That's a feat, by the way. The last time you do that.
I have 2 feats.
Oh, I did not do very well. I had 9.
Yeah, I got a 10.
You guys both missed.
Great.
He runs. Let's see. Where is he? He runs out.
Aw.
He gets a double move on this turn.
I can still see him.
Are we still in initiative because of the guy in the fire?
Clyde, what are you doing?
I'm using crossbows.
Are we?
He turns a corner. He turns a corner, and you can no longer see him.
He does one of these.
What?
Are we still in initiative because of the guy in the coals?
Yes. Do you want to execute him? It's Silas's turn next after the guy in the coals stands up and is on fire. And he's just going to sort of stand and scream. He's trying to get himself up. But he's
That's an effective
stand there and
strategy
scream
against fire.
and be on fire.
I'm
I
just
look at
gonna.
him kind of like,
He's almost dead.
I'm just gonna
Give it-
turn
if
and
you
look
just
at him.
wait
just like,
a little while, he'll probably just burn to death.
no, you took away my fun.
I take a sausage on a stick and I just start kind of warming it on him.
You are
Browning
obsessed with
on the side.
sausages, sugar.
They're delicious.
I almost called you sugar mama.
My sister was sugar mama.
16? Is that hit?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then the other
He's,
2.
he is. You
Um,
can have advantage on it.
I don't get advantage.
Well, you might as well roll it because you
you
might
you could crit.
Yeah, I rolled exactly the same number.
Wow. That's not the first time that's happened.
No, that's not.
Where specifically
Again,
we've
it
given you
happens
advantage
every 1 in
for
20
that.
rolls.
You
I
rolled
rolled
it.
exactly the
Yeah.
same number again.
That's amazing.
I've done it.
Is it just
once
advantage on
too.
that one attack, I'm assuming?
No, he's giving advantage to anybody who wants to.
No. Okay. I do a lot of damage to him.
Okay. Give me an amount of damage. Roll your damage. I want to see how much damage you can do.
You did move.
24 damage.
Misty Step.
24
It's a
damage.
bonus action spell.
He's super dead.
Teleport.
Okay, so I walk up to him,
I'm guessing I don't.
and I'm really tired. He's being really loud.
Instantaneous,
It's
I'm
annoying.
guessing I don't get- I don't have opportunities.
And so I put my crossbow
Oh, yeah.
on. I put my crossbow on the underside of his head,
Okay.
and I just fire right in his head.
Oh, shit.
We're a little more brutal
brain-
than the last group.
If this group had gone to the moon, it totally would have saved.
I want to pick up the
Just would
Bracknar's.
have killed everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
I want to pick up Bracknar's axe and examine it to see if it has healing properties. No, I can't pick it up and examine.
You pick it up and examine it. You immediately know that this is not even a well-made axe, much less an axe with
This is a
magic
worthless piece of shite.
properties.
The guy said he wanted their head, so I'm gonna go around and start cutting their heads off and stuffing them in a bag.
Absolutely.
Shank.
Actually, the guy requested specifically the leader's head.
He did not say the
He
other
did not
guy's
say
head.
the other guy's head. you-
So
you-
guys, I was going to put up my tent, and then we could all sing a little bit of Kumbaya, and maybe feel a little better. Anyone want to join me?
Hold on, I gotta get these heads. Shank.
I call first watch.
I do that thing where, like, you can run across the coals.
Yeah.
I do that and I pick them up and heave them out of it.
Gotcha.
And I'm fine.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, Shank!
His head is.
It's
There's
like
bits of
a
head.
it's like a
Yeah.
like a roast chicken,
Very
If we're actually observant, I don't know.
pleasantly like browned and crisped on some sides, and I go,
I
Actually, it smells
cannot
kinda
see that.
I'm
far
gonna
in the dark,
taste
but I
it.
do also have dark vision.
Is it
60
cannibalism
feet,
if you
yeah.
eat work?
oh, it's hot,
Technically,
it's hot,
they're humanoids. It seems kind of messed up.
So what?
If you eat orc,
Oh,
It's the other green meat.
Yeah, the rule that I have is you don't eat things that eat meat, except for maybe fish.
You don't eat things that eat meat.
Yeah.
What do you eat?
bears eat meat. I'd eat a
I
bear.
say you don't eat anything that has a written language.
Orcs don't have a written language as far as I know. They're kind of...
No way, Elliot. What do you eat?
I eat my vegetables and
He's a very dutiful.
You mean the
Pasta.
food that food eats?
exactly.
It's double food. That's how that works, right?
Stuffing is what it is.
So I'm going to put up Lehman's tiny hut, and
Oh,
anyone
yeah,
who
you got
wants
that
to
cool.
join me can take advantage of my Song of Rest, and if they use their hit dice to heal, they get an extra D6.
Lovely.
I will go in the
An extra
hut.
D6.
How's
Yeah.
this work? I use roll one hit.
So if you have D10 for your hit dice, you will roll as many D10 as you want to use, and one D6.
Do you get a bonus for that at all?
Wait, how many hit? You have one hit die per level,
No,
correct?
it's just rolls. So you have
It's
one
just-
hit die per rolls. You get
Yeah.
6 of whatever you're hitting.
And you also get to add your Constitution modifier to whatever you roll.
But you don't want to
Mine
roll
is
right now.
awesome.
How do you get them back?
You get them back after
Long
one
rest.
Wait, you add your Constitution modifier to what?
To the dice that you're healing with.
Oh,
Do you?
Do you? No, you didn't.
I didn't think you did either.
I didn't think you did.
Yeah, you do.
So, that's a healer's kit thing, right?
No, it's just part of using hit dice.
Yeah.
That could totally be true, and then
Let's see.
I
Let's
think it's
see if I
under
can
how
find the
you...
line.
how to play.
No, it's with each character, or with each
Well, let's
each
look
class.
What your hit die is, but it doesn't say plus different. Let me check
Right.
under.
And I'm sorry, what do we get as a bonus?
1d6.
A single D6.
1d6?
Yes.
Sweet.
Well, although I would love the extra D6 healing, I'm not really interested in singing part. So I'm going to sit
Trick
outside.
is the
Oh no, it doesn't look like you
I
get
will
your
say that-
Constitution
that-
bonus.
You are well aware that even though you don't like necessarily always being around the music, you know that it makes you feel.
But we don't get our bonus?
Oh, okay.
If
Doesn't
you
look
if
like
you
it.
choose not to be there because you don't like being around the music, that's totally fine. But your character is well aware after a year of adventure
Awareness.
Okay, I'll go do
that
that.
it does
Yeah,
help
alright.
you to feel.
Crap.
I see if anyone else wants a taste of slow roasted buckhand.
Well, I will totally have some.
It's good. Try some ear.
Cool. Ear, it's
Yeah,
very
it's kind of chewy.
Got some cartilage. in it.
Yeah, you can just kind of gnaw on that all night.
Well, I
Or
can't
use
even
some of
find
the bones
Ooh,
anything
I
on
Look
hadn't
at
even
the, look
thought
at
of
the
that.
index. Adam.
Is this a short rest?
Yes.
Are you taking
Or
a
at
breath?
least that was the
I
intent.
would be back after a short rest. Not until level 20.
Your breath back.
Hit dice is page 12. And it says see also specific class entries.
What about spells?
Hit
Spells are
points
long
and
rest.
hit
huh?
dice.
For each hit dice spent this way, the player rolls the dice and adds the character's Constitution modifier to it.
There you go.
Awesome
roll
bees.
I
that
remember that.
every die. It's in the resting section on page 186.
Nice.
Thank you, Morgan.
So,
I did
so
not.
if you're rolling multiple hit dice, you get to add multiple times your Constitution.
14. Constitution modifier is 0. So.
Mine's
Make it over three.
4. Like 1 point shy of being.
All right. Everybody's familiar with how to use hit die now?
Wait, what did I just do?
Did you use hit die?
I did, but I can't maths. I should be at 70, not 75.
All right. You guys are in a cave in the middle of this forest. You're about most of a day's journey back to town. But it is the early morning when you caught these guys, so you could easily make it back to town by the end of the day.
Oh, we gotta
If you
hit a
wanted to do
Starbucks. I can't get past lunchtime without a coffee in my system. No, though knowing Sledge Mama is probably what she considers a coffee is a double non-fat caramel frappe.
I've
Does
had
she
my
swatch on her leg?
Not a pumpkin spice.
Not
What just happened?
It's you guys attacked these orcs in the morning, so it is morning time. If you guys wanted to make it back to town, you could do so today.
We need to go back to Quinton. We shall
What did he tell
attach the heads with some rope to the war horse.
I'll carry this one. This one's good.
Yes, it would light
What,
snack on the way.
Light.
in terms of his deal?
He told you that he would pay you each a hefty sum of 400 gold
Ooh.
for
How
bringing
much do
back
we
this.
have now?
100.
You each have
100
400.
unless you spent
Oh,
it
really?
on
I
stuff.
think I spent all
I
that.
got special dispensation to spend my 100 on 300 gold worth of diamonds so that I can bring someone back to life if I have to.
That's
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
You have a friend in the diamond business. Tom Shane.
Elliot.
Kill that dude.
Alright, let's go back to the library.
Do we have to roll anything to get the Ragnars's head attached to the side of the war
No,
horse?
absolutely not.
Okay, just
You do that without
tie it
any
up
problems.
tightly.
Alright, yeah, let's
Hit it
go
on the
back.
back of the rump. Go.
I'm gonna so I'm level 6. I've probably seen a necromancer once or twice in my day, right?
Yeah, you've been on a number of adventures.
I'm just gonna go over to Ragnar's body and just chop off both the arms and then throw them in the fire.
Okay.
Good thinking. Is there anything else on any of the other bodies?
Chop
There's
off
some
the single arm.
There's some crappy weapons. The other orcs had some battle axes, and Ragnar had a. I'm sorry, the other orcs had great axes, and Ragnar had a battle axe.
What's the sword that's
one-
attached to it?
Pretty bad.
Someone already take
They,
his-
they were all
his arm sword.
kind of crappy quality. No one took his arm sword.
What
but,
is his arm sword?
it's a long sword.
It's a shitty long sword.
Yeah, it's just a shitty long sword. And there's also no handle, so there's no real way to wield it.
Is there any part of the
Smells
books?
like an armpit.
Is there any part of the books or anything salvageable from the fire?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I rolled an 8, which is an 8.
How about I roll a perception check?
That's fine
My
too.
passive
Anybody who wants
perception
to.
is way more than my regular.
I rolled a 5, which is an 8.
I got a 17.
Alrighty.
I don't know how.
I got a 20 or 21.
You find a lightly singed book of Palor,
Boring.
and
I found some TP, guys.
you find a untitled book that appears to be somebody's manuscript. It as you kind of thumb through it really lightly, and it seems to be in pretty good shape too. Sort of escaped most of it. It was leather bound and seemed to have escaped most of it.
Play manuscript or like a.
A book manuscript, a book that somebody was working on. It appears to be unfinished, although it's some type of love story.
Sweet. All right.
Alright, let's get back.
You guys exit the cave. You manage to find your way back out without any problems, especially with some of the more experienced explorers on your team.
We do that in game. I don't think it's gonna happen.
As you travel through the woods, you have fairly high spirits. Coming up, you guys have managed to conquer over a battle with pretty minimal wounds, given some of your history and some of the battles that you've experienced before, and are ready to collect a pretty solid payday.
I didn't see a single one of my organs today.
I'm singing Whistle While You Twerk and shit.
I'm walking ahead of everyone, so I don't have to watch it.
Actually, Zach, give me a survival and/or nature check, whichever side.
super creepy. Great.
Proficient in survival.
Me too.
I'm giving him a slight bonus for being a ranger.
Well, I'm sorry. Why are we rolling this? What are we rolling? Can we all roll this?
No.
Oh, all right.
17.
Plus,
Plus, if it's a human, well, I guess if it's a human orc or undead, then I am more apt to notice.
Gotcha. It is none of those things. You notice very subtly, since the time that you have come in here, there is much less wildlife.
Oh.
It's subtle because there's still some birds that you notice. There's still some
Sure.
every once in a while an animal, but on the way in you notice the place was rich with wildlife, and as you exit, it has slimmed down.
Pay attention to the.
My features wander. You have excellent memory from absence of everything. Always recall a general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features.
Yes, the layout has not changed.
Features.
As I'm paying attention to the ones that have stayed or that might be currently disappearing, do I notice whether or not they're leaving, or does it just seem like there are fewer of them?
A nervousness.
A nervousness?
Yeah.
We're still
All right. I'm going to go ahead and suggest. Okay, we should probably keep it quiet and be on the lookout.
As you guys continue to walk, you notice something very strange.
Guys, I noticed something very strange.
It is a cloudless day, but suddenly there's the sky begins to darken. As you look up and see the sun through the trees, you can see that a large round object is moving in front of the sun.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, we weren't in there very long.
Anybody who has any training in Arcana or Spellcraft can give me a
It's totally me.
Arcana check or something along this.
You mean training is in
I got that too.
Or if you just
Proficiency.
are a spellcaster.
I'm gonna look directly at the sun, trying to figure out what's going on.
I got
Awesome.
a 19.
What?
I got a 22.
What
So bright.
Intelligence or your
Arcana is
Yeah.
intelligence.
intelligence.
I don't see our
There.
Are you
17.
proficient in it?
All right, we got a 22. Morgan, what was yours again?
Mine was the 22.
I got a 19.
Oh, 22, 19, and 17. For you guys, the three of you have heard of eclipses before. It's not an entirely uncommon
I'm
thing.
130 years old. I think it's in the
And you've been around enough to know that that's
It's the only time I can go outside without being
Yeah.
sick.
It's like a holiday.
Morgan Elliott knows that not only that there was an eclipse today, but exactly how long the eclipse would be.
Hey guys, don't look up because it'll fry your eyes, but there's something really cool in the sky right now.
Oh, I'm a looking, and it actually really hurts. Ow.
I've got UV protection on my goggles.
Oh, that should have.
Yeah.
That's true.
I know enough to know that I could pull out a piece of paper and use it to show the eclipse on the paper.
Sure. I'm kind of
Okay,
blindly
so
stumbling into people at this point. Whose face is this? Scales? I can guess who that is.
There's two of us.
that
I
has
have
some
more
scales.
scales.
I don't really around on my face much.
Do you draw out a
this
diagram?
is really cool.
No, you.
Or
cut out
you're
all
using?
of
Oh, you're using the hole in the piece of paper.
The pinhole,
The pinhole.
whatever it's called.
That's it.
Pinhole obscura or something like that.
Oh, good
I'm gonna
call.
roll
Camera
an ability check.
obscura.
7. I don't remember the last time there was an eclipse.
That's because you're only 50.
You could have happened in my last.
There was not a time where there was an eclipse within. No, I guess there would have been. There would have been. At least one other
I think
eclipse
every
during
3 to 4 years. Right?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't even
At least
know
one
the
other
real
time
world.
that you can remember being old enough to remember an eclipse. Morgan, you know that the eclipse is supposed to last, or Elliot rather, knows that the eclipse is supposed to last, how long did it last? 6 minutes?
Not very long.
No, they
yeah.
just go. It's constant movement, so like it covers.
But the actual
It
eclipse,
depends on
the
the-
eclipse,
from like start to completely crossing over.
it,
It's not
it,
very long.
it moves slow
It's
enough that
supposed to last a certain length, and this eclipse is lasting.
It's like 2 minutes maybe.
You know, it's interesting.
Was it 2
that
minutes?
You know all the physics of this completely different world than ours.
Yeah. Was it 2
Well, if
minutes?
there is an eclipse, then you'd have to use some distances are pretty tiny.
Yeah, totally.
And is this eclipse lasting an unusual amount of time?
It's not the distance.
As you guys walk, Elliot shares this with you, and that it's supposed to last 2 minutes. All that. As you guys walk along, you notice that it has definitely been longer than 2 minutes, and nothing has changed.
I'm going to say, Elliot, I hate to point this out, but I think you're wrong about this one.
As the moon moves in front of the sun, a sort of darkness comes across the land, not unexpected from what you would think, with the sun being blocked out.
Also looks like the ring.
Mighty Corona.
But it does cause a darkness not unlike a deep dusk or an early dawn. It's not quite nighttime, but it's also not quite
Twilight?
Forbidden.
It's definitely not day. The chirps and nervousness of the animals around you picks up, such to the point that all of you pick up on it as
I
well.
move my goggles up.
Um,
This is the best ever.
And a herd of deer run by you, getting out of the way of
No. Didn't hurt us.
something. They're panicked and run by you. As you guys walk along,
I speak
the
here.
eclipse does not seem to change.
You know, this is not right. Not right at all.
What did you do?
Hey, if I had the power to move the moon, do you think I'd be hanging around with you folks?
I don't know.
Valence, what sorcery is this?
You blaming me?
I'm not blaming you, but you worship the moon.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. Odyssey.
See if you can speak to your
We
god.
fought her, didn't we?
No,
Who is it?
we
No,
fought
we fought,
Sehanine?
Sehanine.
Who is-
Moon got it. I think it's an
Oh,
elven
this-
moon
no.
goddess.
So it's probably a different name for this.
It could be.
Sure, why not?
Sure, yeah. Like it. Love it.
So I'm like trying to sense any type of
100%
presence of my
that's
god, and I'm not getting any kind of connection.
I'm not a DM.
You are not.
So I'm starting to get concerned.
If any of you have a connection with a god, I don't know if you do particularly, but if any of you have any particular connection with your god, with a god, you feel a sudden loss of that connection. You can still access your magic. You can still feel the magic of your god if you get
I don't know
if
what's
that is
going
where you
on.
get it from. But there's sort of almost lack of life.
But I feel suddenly abandoned by my goddess of the moon right when the moon stops moving. I'm a little concerned.
I feel a little bit hungry.
Guys, listen, I don't think this is a big deal, but my entire life has just been turned upside down.
Base.
It's gonna start getting cold.
Well,
Somebody
it's
saying
not
character?
quite. It's not
No, I
quite
don't say.
totally dark. There's
I don't say
still
anything in character.
there's
You don't
still
say
a
anything
sun
in
up
character.
there.
I don't mind the darkness. I'm worried about the
Would
heat.
Silas look nervous then? Or at least uncomfortable?
Well, we are going back to a giant library. I'm thinking stopping now would be a mistake.
Yeah, I look, I'm not
Get our
happy.
400 gold and
Concerned.
invest in candles.
We need to get our gold.
That's a
before
good
the
point. We need to
people
get our
riot.
gold before people start panicking and not wanting to give away their money.
Let's pick up the pace. Who you can see the best. You lead the way.
I mean, you have a horse.
Yeah.
The horse does not.
You are human. You
I steer the
probably-
horse directly
You
into
probably
a
do
tree.
not have dark vision.
I probably.
I'll grab the
it's,
lead.
It's light
I'll grab the
enough
lead on your
with the
horse.
dusk. I mean, it's like twilight hours. It's light enough that you can see. It's just dark enough that it's uncomfortable.
Leading the horse.
I think nobody wants to be behind the horse. Horse is
Elliot's
last.
behind the horse. And me.
Gold slaughter.
Um, the eclipse happens kind of the early-ish part of the day, like 11 o'clock or so, and you guys travel for most of the rest of the day. There's no change in the eclipse. It continues to go on.
So the moon is following the sun across the sky. Because the sun's still going to set.
We don't know.
It is.
Or is the sun's blocked in place, in which case half the Earth is completely dark?
We don't know.
Yes,
It's
the
just
moon
one
is
plan.
following the sun across the sky. So the sun is still moving, but
Its pattern has changed. That's going to affect the
but
tides. too.
the light is staying the same
Any of
throughout
those
the
oceans in
process.
this world.
For sure, there's oceans.
I don't know. We don't
Um,
know.
The darkness has a distinct uncomfortableness to it.
Tides are more than
Um,
oceans. It's the core key.
As you guys get
Right now.
closer to the town, you can see smoke billowing.
Our gold that we would have gotten had we gotten back to town.
It's like Alexandria all over.
Gainesville has no defenses. It's never had really any need for them. It's out in a clearing of a large area that's mostly farmlands stretching outside from the outskirts of the town. The road that you're traveling on, once you come out of the forest for a little while, you can travel along a trade route road that leads well into Gainesville. Easily from the road and over the long distance, you can see, even with the darkness, you can still see smoke kind of coming up from the town. And as you get closer to it, you can see large fires that set into different buildings of the
Oh, well, they needed to make light somehow.
town.
They're on top of it.
You also notice as you come into town, there are several farm houses and things like that that are kind of on the outskirts of town, a little further away, and they are at least one of them is on fire as you're passing through. The other few that you see are boarded up. You don't see any people out tending fields or anything like that. When you reach the edges of town, you can see people panicked, screaming back and forth, running around. And a number of people who are carrying torches and shouting. It looks as if riots have broken out throughout the streets of this small town. People are smashing windows and they are running back and forth. And you even see some people beating their neighbors to death.
I'm gonna grab someone who's pummeling someone else, and I'm just gonna grab him by his shirt collar and go, "Can you tell us where Quentin is?"
Is there some sort of platform or a higher place I could jump onto? A barrel overturned, or
Sure.
I want to jump up and roar really loud to get everybody's attention.
I'm also
Give me-
holding the head of
Give me an
What's snake by
intimidation
the
check,
hair?
and you can use your leadership.
Ragnar.
You're
Does it-
going to hold up the head.
Does it look like there is a building that may have?
Oh, what the hell was that? That was
I
crazy.
crit failed, and then because I had advantage, I crit.
Succeeded.
Thank you.
Um,
So I got a 20.
I mean, with advantage, you have the choice of either
Yeah,
one.
right. That's true.
You could pick the low one if you wanted to.
I picked the high one.
all right,
also
so
proficient in intimidation. I rolled a 20.
you're helping to intimidate?
Yeah, she roars to get the attention, and I'm making sure they keep that attention.
Gotcha. What are you doing to do that?
I'm holding up the head, and I'm glaring at everyone
Oh,
around me.
Gotcha. What was it that you're doing there?
But do I know the layout of the town well enough to be able to pinpoint, is there something on fire that I see that could be very dangerous to people?
There are two things that you notice pretty immediately, and I guess suppose the rest of you notice this pretty immediately too. The house that Quentin lives in is on fire, and the library is on fire.
But there's no people. Do I know?
There
Scratch that room.
are at least a dozen houses on fire. likely
There's not like an orphanage on fire that I could
this,
see.
no,
or
not
anything like that.
particularly.
Oh man, did a
But
gnome
but
do
there,
this?
There are houses. There are houses that could have people in them. There are people being attacked in the middle of the street.
Okay.
It is a chaotic zone. There's no particular one thing that seems
Sure.
especially dangerous over anything.
Sure.
So I'm not actually holding the head of what's his name? What was
I'm gonna stand across the square.
I'm standing like this,
I'd like to stand across
and
the
my
open
mage
area
hand
from
is
him.
holding up the head.
Sweet.
Cool, I like that. I like that.
I'm gonna like, are we in an open area or something?
Yeah, you're in a fairly open area.
I'm gonna stand like across the square from them, kind of quietly.
Like keeping watch on everything.
Is there a building that isn't on fire?
With the yes, there are buildings that are on fire.
I'll like
As-
go through.
As
and
well as they're
look
like
for
shade. I
something.
mean, it's
Yeah.
dark. It's dark out.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
It is still
manufacturing
daytime,
warehouse.
but it is dark
Right,
enough
dark
that you can
around.
easily find.
I'll go through it up to
Shadows.
one of the roofs overlooking this square.
Gotcha. The guy that you grab
Yeah.
sort of yells at you, and he seems angry and terrified.
I go, hey!
Hey, calm down, calm down, calm down.
I shake him until he calms down.
Give me a strength.
All right. How about a 14? No, wait. I think it's a 13. No, I have advantage on strength checks. Or is it only while I'm raging? I don't know. Let's say a 13.
He is shaking and trying to get out of your grip and is unable to do so, and sort of falls to his knees and begins to just weep openly on his
They haven't told me where Quentin is.
As people run around, what do you say?
I want to say, I want to get everybody's attention and shout, get a hold of yourselves, you're not animals!
Okay.
Get a hold of yourself for not animal.
After she shouts that, I want to do sort of a performance on my sitar using my minor illusion as backup instrumentals and play the
Oh, wow, rage.
song from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Dolores, welcome, well, in order to try to calm the people down.
Strength checks, even not while raging.
You give me a performance check.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna bend down
16.
and have the mage hand's gonna come down at the head. I'm gonna reach over. I'm gonna move his lips and say, "Man asked you a question, sir."
I'm a lady.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
sorry.
Yeah, Sledge
Or
Mama.
very slim down. Yes.
Confusing.
Where
Oh, yeah.
your spot?
Confusing.
That's why I'm the dinosaur and he's
His check was a 16.
Awesome. It helps to emphasize the kind of leadership speech that Torin is giving, and the kind of intimidating presence that Valence is putting out. You guys managed to gain the attention of a little less than a dozen people, but even with the music and the booming voice of everything that's going on, there's too much panic in the street to get everybody together. A few people come up to you, and one person especially who appears to be holding his wife and his daughter comes up and says, "You're not crazed by the sun. You must protect us. People have taken to the streets. They've killed most of the militia. We have to get out of town."
I mean, it is on fire.
That sounds like somebody else's
It's
problem.
not a bad idea.
I'm not near them.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're
Did you see where Quentin went?
Quentin, the tradesman?
Quentin, the guy that owes me 400 gold.
Yes, he's over there, and he points. And as you move a little, you can see that Quentin has been strung up and is hanging lifelessly from
Do you need us?
from a link.
Do you need us to get you down to get our gold, or can we just go get it?
You see, is he dead?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Can I tell if he's been dead for more than a minute?
So he does not answer.
Has he started?
I'm gonna go like this.
That's just rude.
Oh, hold on. What was that, Morgan?
Has he started to rot? Has he been dead for more than a minute?
Do you rot after a minute of being
I was just wondering, like, was he killed right after we started on our thing, or was he killed as part of this?
He was definitely killed as part of this.
Before we arrived. So
Way before you arrived.
okay.
His journey.
Yeah.
Um,
Shouldn't have stopped for that.
So basically, what I do is, Mage Hand disappears. Mage Hand disappears. I grab the head as it's falling by the hair and throw it at the body, like.
Awesome. You hit the body by swinging. Oh,
I feel better.
depressingly back and forth.
It's a good shot.
yes, we will help you out of town. Let's.
The dozen people that you have gathered around you look terrified, and other people who are rioting seem to start noticing that they are standing there and not rioting, and start to move towards you and carrying pitchforks and torches.
I want a shield in between.
Towards us?
Towards you and towards the dozen people who are.
I want a
who are
shield
looking towards
in
you.
between the group that is essentially now under our protection and the mob coming forward and say, go in peace, calm down. We'll get to the bottom of this or something like that.
Give me an intimidation check.
So
You
I
can make
use
it.
my 16, 17, 18.
Oh.
I rolled a 15 and I have.
You have 3 charisma?
No, she gets.
No, I have-
she's
I'm
she's
proficient.
trained in it.
I have
Oh,
I do
0
too.
and
charisma.
intimidation.
Yeah.
I'm a dragon.
She's a dragon. That's true.
They look very hesitant about trying to attack you, and sort of back up and go back to their looting.
They're not used to seeing.
I direct them towards a Nike town. People love to loot that place.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to start going around to. I'll like pick up an ember from one of the buildings that's burning and go around to buildings, and if they look empty, then I'd like to start lighting them on fire.
Okay.
All right.
You're adding to more of the
You're
chaos.
away from us, right? We don't see you anymore.
Yeah, I'm just around the square, quietly, like so no one notices, and I want to make sure they're empty first.
Okay.
When we were approached by Quentin, did we meet at his house?
Yes.
Do I remember where his house is in the town amidst all the chaos and fire and...
Yeah, you
Yes,
pointed
and
it
it
out as
is
the
on
one
fire.
Oh, great.
As well as the library. His house is next to the library.
I'm going to barge in and rummage around looking for our gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find any riches in there.
I'm gonna go, comrades, we can't be one of them!
You guys are all splitting
We're
up.
taking what's owed.
This isn't
looting.
looting.
I'm gonna stay with the people.
You're gonna stay with the
I'm gonna stay with the people too and try to keep them calm.
He's gonna stay too.
Keep him calm.
If you guys try to keep
Close by, right?
the calm people, the dozen calm people in the city, they will be attacked by
No, we're
others.
taking them out.
You guys,
Yeah,
you guys leave the
Piper,
city.
we
I'll
start
go with
leading
them. I was
them
around the edge of the square.
out of town.
Say that again, Morgan.
Pied Piper-ish, we sort of lead them out of town.
Gotcha.
Toot them out of the town.
So you are going with?
Sure, I was just at the edge of whatever. keeping
That's
an eye
fine.
on
You
everyone.
light a couple of buildings on fire on your way.
Okay.
Um,
And I want to trail behind them, kind of keep.
I was going towards the house, but if I see them start to leave, I'll turn back around and mutter to myself and follow.
Okay.
I want that gold.
There's
Get it.
probably already looted. There's no
Get it.
time.
Pick something up quick.
I pick up the first thing I can in his house. I just pick something up in the door and I run out.
Alrighty.
We could roll on the trinket list.
Absolutely. 160.
I just finished everything.
Oh, good for you.
I might be thinking.
I'm not even gonna look at it right now,
I
but
can roll my D100 here.
Yeah, give me a roll.
24.
You grabbed a multicolored stone disc.
Nice.
worth it.
All right.
Wait, what was
He
his
catches
name?
up and be like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
His name was Quentin.
I grabbed it. Ah, fuck! It's
cheese
modern
servant.
art. Resale value on this crap is 0.
It's a pretty rock.
I like-
Come on, how much
I like
better does it get for you?
that Sledge Mama can't read but knows what modern is, and
and
it's
the resale
sell
value.
value.
Yes.
Relatively
I'm a barbarian. I'm not uncultured. Multicolored.
barbarian.
A multicolored stone disc, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be fun to throw at someone later.
Do I notice anyone kind of getting close?
Really
I'd like to
fun.
pick them off if I need
Ooh.
to.
I really hope this is
From
the thing that
afar.
ends the cataclysm.
For the
Like a
most part,
stone
the
frisbee.
townspeople who are rioting kind of leave you alone.
Okay.
As you guys head out, the
We know of a nice cave, then
although it's like a full day.
Free of orcs. man.
Free forks.
As you guys head out,
a nice fire.
yes, Alyssa. I forgot all about that. So do you guys remember the inspiration mechanic?
Vaguely, yeah.
The way the inspiration mechanic works is that you gain inspiration for acting in character, for things that you do. And Alyssa pointed it out to me in text message. Alyssa, Torin gains inspiration
For what?
for taking on the leadership position.
Oh.
And
Just
I'm
get
also
one
going to
point,
give,
and it gives somebody
Yeah, so
else
you-
a roll.
or yourself.
Or yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Um,
A reroll, basically.
yeah,
I
you
thought
give
you said
advantage
you did
to
that.
someone else for a, what is it, like an attack, a skill check, or saving throw. And I'm also going to give an inspiration to. I'm going to give an inspiration to Zach's character for trying to burn down houses.
I mean, I could do that too.
Yes, but it wouldn't necessarily be for reasons that
What if I burn down a lot of
for
houses?
reasons that you guys may or may not know about. It is very in character for Zach's character, and otherwise gave him no benefit.
I think like I would be more inclined to just punch a house.
Absolutely. And we'll hand out more. I'll try to remember to do more inspiration stuff. The way inspiration works is that you cannot have more than one inspiration. They're not worthwhile to stockpile.
Basically a checkbox, yes or no.
Yes. And if you have inspiration, you can lend that to someone else to let them roll with advantage, or you can use it for one of your rolls to let you roll with advantage. And you can do it after the fact, but before you know whether or not something would work. So basically,
That's correct.
So if you crit fail,
so if you crit fail,
Someone else
someone
crit
else
fails.
can go, here, roll with advantage. I'm going to give you my inspiration, or you can use your inspiration. Or if you just roll a low roll and you go, I really wanted to hit with this attack, you can use your inspiration. All right, you guys start heading out of town. You notice that someone from one of the farmhouses, as you start heading out of town, notices you kind of walking along and starts to wave you over. You're far enough away from the farmhouse that they're sort of like looking around nervously and they're waving you over to their farmhouse.
We don't
They're not really-
recognize him.
You don't recognize
does
them.
anybody in the group recognize him?
Do you ask them?
Yeah.
Uh,
Does anybody here recognize this man?
one of the people who's kind of huddled over and is clutching his family, his two sons, says, "Yeah, that's Farmer Paul. He's a nice guy. We have drinks every Tuesday."
All right,
Drinks.
So he's got food and drink.
Let's go over.
All right, I'm in. Sold.
Farmer Paul welcomes you into the house. You're still off in the shadows. I'm further away. He welcomes you all into the house and he says, "Thank God not everybody is taken by this craze. Come in. I've been hearing strange noises from the forest."
And I wanna say, I wanna turn around in the door for him. He goes, Silas, where are you? Get in here. Because I would know that you're not there.
Farmer Drinks, this is a lovely house you have.
I'm gonna not answer for right now.
When you so you're not going to go inside?
I'm not gonna go inside right
now. That's fine. You are well hidden in shadow.
All right.
From the distance that you maintain.
I want to shut the door and is there a...
Give him a yes. Farmer Paul has his first name is Farmer, but
Farmer.
He's actually
Paul.
a locksmith.
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate.
Oh, everybody keeps calling me. Has barred up his windows and has put something in front of his door to help block it off. It's a flimsy little farmer house, so it's not a farmhouse, so it's not built really to withstand anything. But he's trying to block stuff out.
Before I shut and lock the door, I want to say, as per usual, do the special knock if you want in.
You shout it out into the field.
Yeah.
Remember, it goes slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, slow.
So like
you shoot it,
bop,
and then
bop,
you
bop, 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 bop. Like, should I say it again?
It's just in case.
Just in case. Like, slow, slow, slow. Fast, fast. Slow, slow. But if you're in trouble, do slow, 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 slow.
Forget this. Just write it on the door. Fast, fast, fast.
Okay. Yeah. You guys huddle inside, and you can see Farmer Paul's wife and his Farmer Paul's actually kind of an older gentleman, especially now that you can see him in light. And they have a few lanterns lit on the inside of this building, but they're all looking kind of terrified and huddled in the corner. And Farmer Paul's wife looks very, very distressed, and says, "Have you found him? Is he out there?" And Farmer Paul kind of looks down sadly. And one of the gentlemen who said that he knew Farmer Paul says, "So John hasn't returned yet?" And Farmer Paul kind of shakes his head. But Paul welcomes you all in regardless, and says, "I'm going to keep watching and hope that we can get some more people that come join us. People who are trying to escape the madness." There's not a whole lot of sitting space. There's not a whole lot of space for really anything to happen. It's a small house, but they offer you some bread and some food.
Dinner.
And some drinks.
I start making a sandwich out of the charred orc.
It's really just scraps of food. It's not a lot of food, but it's sort of what they have to offer.
You just take a piece of bread and put the charred orc on it.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Bite it and you can't. You're like, oh.
What was that, Morgan?
I'm going to sort of buddy up with Farmer Paul and ask him about his family and friends and stuff. Get him talking about himself.
Farmer Paul says he's sort of keeping an eye out one of the cracks of the window while you're talking to him. And he says, "Me and Ellie lived here a long time. We just have our one son, John. He's grown now. He's become a blacksmith's apprentice. We were hoping that he would make it out of the town when all this started."
I'd like to extend my awareness, my primeval awareness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do a first level spell, so that's for a minute. I can tell whether any of the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile. Actually, I'm in my favorite terrain, so are we in forest now, or no? It's farmland now, is it?
This farm is on the edge of a forest, so
okay.
If your permeable thing would reach to the edge of the
forest,
up
to 6 miles.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. I'm assuming if I've been with them for a year, then I can exclude them from it. I don't know. That's up to you.
Are any of us celestials or undead?
They're dragons.
I hate to point it out, but I'm a dragon. Bet you guys didn't know that.
Yes, I will assume that you, or at least sort of recognize.
Right. I can distinguish them.
you know that they are there, and you can sense them, but you also recognize.
If there was another dragon, if there's a full dragon.
If there was a full dragon, like right next door,
okay.
You would be like, I recognize that one.
So I'm munching on some bread and cheese, and I go over to the
I
little
just
boys.
imagine they're like both like sitting there, and there's like a full dragon like behind them, like oh hey guys, what's going on? And you're like,
No,
wait a
you can
second.
tell, I'm like, where is it? He's like, oh, I mean,
oh.
he's like hiding behind.
he's like
puts on a
under
little
a
hat.
table.
Guys, what are you looking for? Oh, he's just looking.
Yeah.
So 6 miles. Are any of those?
Read me the list again.
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And although it says this feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number, undead is also one of my favorite enemies. So if it is undead, I'm probably more likely to know more about that.
Within 6 miles,
Yes.
you sense aberrations, undead, and fiends in the forest.
All right.
Without necessarily knowing the number, the presence that you sense is overwhelming.
Okay.
5.
You said aberrations, undead, and fiends.
I mean, I didn't want to tell the number, but that's okay. Aberrations, undead, and fiends.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm munching on my dinner, and I go over to the 2 little kids, and I'm like, "You boys need a hand?" And I summon Mage Hand, and he does a little dance for me.
They look really worried, but the dad kind of nods that it's okay, and so they kind of
He comes up for a high five.
hunker down and they give a high five. And
I'll ask,
they
how
interact
old
with it.
is John, the son that didn't make it back?
He's 17 now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a man and he can take care of himself largely, but he's headstrong and I worry that he would try to help more than is good for him.
And, I mean, he should be home for dinner. Should he? I mean, what sort of schedule are we looking at? Like, if we wanted to go look for him, where might he?
I'd like to extra hide by using my Mask of the Wild. Just like if I'm slightly obscured by it, then I can attempt to hide even better. So I just want to kind of.
You are well. So give me a stealth check with advantage, and
Okay.
then I'm going to give you a nice bonus to it also.
Okay.
You are really taking the
I
time.
made it all the way over here.
That's my like smallest
Yeah.
die. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't lost.
I rolled a 20.
So that's you would lose it, then immediately find it the next morning by
Yeah.
stepping on it.
In
I'd say 26.
the farmland is largely corn. And it's a little off season, but you blend in
Because
perfectly.
what I was hoping to do is
That's
kind of
eerie.
be a sentry. I now know these things are out there. I want to kind of park myself in a place where I can see the house.
You've got
won't be
you've
found.
got a perfect place that gives you view of the forest, the road, into town, and the house itself.
Okay.
If anybody comes through, you will definitely spot.
All right.
I want to say to Farmer Paul.
And in fact, just so you guys know, none of you can see him.
That's fine.
He has disappeared into
he does
the.
this a lot.
But he does it a lot.
I want to say to Farmer Paul, you have taken in all of these people and kept them safe. We should go look for your son.
He says.
In Russia, people welcome you.
Yeah.
Is this the most important thing? What's our next step?
I don't know.
He says, you seem like hardy adventurers. I would consider it a great personal favor.
There's anyone you want to owe a personal favor to?
And
Farmer John is not
You-
high on my list.
Yeah.
Oh, Farmer Paul.
Farmer Paul. His son is
Blacksmith John.
John.
No, his son is John.
John
Paul.
John Paul.
Farmer Paul looks out the window and you hear him curse and then pray to his guns. You guys inside the house can't really see out too easily. There's some cracks in the windows that you can see out of. You see.
I have a spyglass.
I had a picture.
And
but
dark
I
vision.
did not bring it.
Do you have a spyglass?
That's fine.
Those
This
are
is really
expensive.
expensive.
They were like $1,000 in the
Yeah.
last one.
I figured by level 6 I could have afforded it.
You
Probably.
said anything under,
I had a spyglass
under
with my other character.
200 gold pieces.
If it's your like one
If it fits into
super
your
fancy pants item,
yeah.
Warhorse.
Oh,
is
that's
not
that's interesting because mine was
I don't have much
a
else.
set of a pair of fancy pants.
pair of fancy pants.
Yeah,
Plus one pants.
+1 to glamour.
Ah,
I mean, I don't have any armor.
I don't either. I have leather
I've got
scraps.
like a disguise kit,
I
thieves'
wear
tools,
leather.
rope, water.
I don't even have armor. There's
Just
scraps.
scrap. You don't even wear them. You just couldn't figure out how to get out of
I
it.
just have them.
It's a leather net you wandered into 4 years ago, and
Yeah.
you couldn't really figure out how to get out.
I make it work.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the picture of this.
And a dire bear cloak.
It's a full bear.
I mean, I don't know how to tan.
You didn't
hide,
cut the
so-
hide off. You just took a
I
dead
just
dire
skinned
bear.
a dire bear.
It's the whole dire bear. You just collapsed.
Its head is like. "Ugh."
You broke its jaw to create the.
Mhm.
What do I see?
You see a Baylor walking out of the forest
Right.
and lighting a swath of fire.
That seems bad.
What now? Let me see.
I will let you know that it is now 10:45.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yes, I do know what those look like.
You guys, whether or not you recognize a Baylor, can recognize immediately that it's way out of
Who
your
sees it? I do.
Yeah.
And who else?
Oh,
Farmer Paul.
Farmer Ball. And you guys do if you choose to look out after.
After Farmer Ball says something,
Behind the Baylor comes sort of a small army of lesser demons
A smarmy of demons.
who march their way into the town.
Oh,
I'm
into
gonna
the
say-
town.
This is beyond our capability.
I'll give it a whirl. I could have a Baylor cloak.
Don't let them know that we are here.
Hey, Baylor!
Don't give away our position.
Do you speak Orc?
They do not notice you. They do not see you.
I could swear at you in it.
They walk through. They pay no heed to the farmhouse as they go through.
Are they? What's their attitude? Is the farmhouse beneath them, or are they intent on the town?
They are intent on the town.
Okay.
400 gold.
They
That's that.
they march through as you guys stay in the house and watch this almost parade of stuff. All of these aberrations like ghosts and ghouls, followed by a small army of undead, sort of make their way out of the forest and stretch out in different directions. Some of them head towards the town, which quickly gets leveled in ruin. And you can hear screams of people dying even from as far out as the farmhouse is. The demons and fiends that come out of the forest seem to sort of dissipate. You never see them come back. They go towards the town. The flames pick up, and this goes on for most of the evening.
So I'm gonna go over to Torin and kind of take him aside and be like, "This thing just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, we should have stayed in.
We've got bigger issues to deal with than Farmer Boy."
There's
We should get
no
moving.
Farmer Boy anymore. The town is destroyed.
Is that where he was?
Ouch.
Oh, he was in the town?
Yeah.
What's our next move? We gotta drop the baggage.
As dawn comes, you guys kind of hesitantly leave the safety of the house. You've spent most of the evening in the field, and after a little while, there didn't seem to be anything more coming from the being.
If we were going to stay there the whole time, I would want to spend 4 hours in the corner just meditating.
Yeah,
That's
what
fine.
Yeah, we all rest.
You guys get rest where you can.
So,
The demons
long
don't
rest?
huh? They seem to ignore it.
They seem to ignore it.
Yeah, long rest, Morgan.
Okay.
Um,
All right. As we're leaving, I'm
Lead along
going to pull Farmer Paul aside, and I want to cast friends on myself, and I want to say to him, You know, your son John, before we left, he said that before we left the town, he said that if we could save some people, that you would be able to compensate us for it. He said gold per person that we saved, and we were able to bring these 12 people to the safety of their farmhouse. And I know it's a bad time for you, but I don't know when next we'll meet. So,
What's your alignment?
chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Dickheads, I love it.
Give me a
What's your
persuade check.
alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Not a deception check.
Good.
Persuasion.
There's not a lawful one of us.
I'm feeling more lawful though.
It's gonna
with
be
this.
interesting.
All right, I get a 17.
He
Well, my last guy was pretty altruistic.
he sort of nods and says, "Seems like something John would have promised. Thank you for saving these people."
Do you have any other kids that promised us gold?
He hands you 5 gold total to help pay for. Oh, I guess he hands you 7 gold.
Feeling bad for his lost son, I'm gonna give him the multicolored disc of. There I go.
He doesn't really. He
Here,
doesn't really
clunk.
do with it.
I didn't either. I think it looks nice right here. Drop.
He sort of looks at you a little oddly.
Have a cheese platter.
I wanna tell Farmer Paul and some of the hardier men in the group that we saved. Go out in groups, collect as much of the corn as you can, and save it, stockpile it. Do what you can with the food. I grew up on the farm. You must gather as much as you can and store it. And you have a sailor, I'm assuming? A sailor. You have a root sailor?
No, he's
Yeah.
about to leave. He just demanded gold from us, and now he's going.
Yes, we've a storehouse.
Collect all of that into there.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for all of your help. These people would not be alive were it not for you.
That's what we do.
As you guys,
I am quickly making my way towards the road out of town.
as you guys leave the town, you can kind of see that the buildings have pretty much all burned down. There was nobody to help tend to any of the fire, so pretty much the town is in ashes.
And there's no more whatever is there? Or
There doesn't appear to be. You can kind of look out, even with it's dawn, but the sun is still covered in the moon's
So it's
shadow.
just slightly lighter. That's how we knew it was done?
Yep.
Okay.
It gets a little darker at night. Actually, quite a lot darker at night since there's never any moon at night. And so nighttime is pitch black. And now during the dawn, there is sort of just a twilight haze for the entire.
With my Wanderer feature, with my excellent memory for maps and geography, I'd like to do a roll to see if I know where the biggest close city is.
You do know where the biggest close city is.
Right there.
I actually have that.
That's not a big city.
I'm gonna kind of wander around the city and see if my seeds are telling me anything.
Like where the best fortification would be, like where we should be.
I don't think they are.
Looking for some kind of answer.
No, they tell you nothing.
Okay.
But you can still tell that they are. They
They still respond.
They
or
still
whatever.
respond. Yeah. You are a long ways off from a decent sized city. There have been a lot of small towns and trade posts and things like that you guys have passed through, but you're at least a couple of weeks' journey from the next really large town, which is the town of Sire.
I feel like I have this weird feeling I'm not used to having that we should. It's nice. We should. I think we should try to make it to that town and warn them. Is that what? I think that's what I'm thinking.
I think this
We
is
do
happening
that?
all over. I don't warn them of what.
They probably know.
You guys leave the city and kind of enter your comfort zone, which is largely spending time in the forest, something that as adventurers you guys do quite a lot. Over the next month, you realize that this is not a temporary thing. That attacks, hearing about attacks of fiends and towns that are laid to ruin becomes a common story. Within the next couple of days, even, you start to notice a massive influx, huge armies of drow that have taken to the streets. The drow have started serving under, almost taking on a protection role, so, moving into towns and taking over the leadership and removing the guards of the towns, but are also managing to keep most of these undead and aberrations and fiends at bay, preventing them from leveling the towns. Most of the people that you come across while traveling out and toward Sire are scared or terrified, or have simply just lost hope for survival.
I'm mostly going to be traveling with a cowl.
There are plenty of drow who you encounter kind of along the way, either raiding parties or encampments. They make their message clear that you're free to go. They're not taking you in or attacking you, but that they plan to make good use of this opportunity that's been given to them.
Whenever I'm forced to talk to survivors, I kind of suggest that if they're inclined to go into the forests, they look for this symbol, and I show them the symbol of my sect.
Anytime a townsperson would maybe look at Valence. I want to walk in front of him and have his scales show like a horse. And you have your power.
People are definitely more hesitant towards you. I mean, they were already hesitant, but now that drow have appeared pretty much everywhere, people are much less likely to really say anything.
No, he's dragonborn like me.
This is my dragonborn body. The people who you direct towards your sect are usually very, very thankful. But as you guys quickly find, as you are taking to the forest, they have been largely overrun with fiends and beasts. It is not a safe place by any means. But at the same time, as you take to roads and as you take to other places, you realize that there are not a lot of safe places left. Your knowledge of survival in the forest is one of the few things that keeps you alive in such a place.
I would like to know if there is a moon goddess temple anywhere close.
There are some in some towns. When you stop by, there are a couple of towns that you can stop by and that haven't been leveled, on the path that you guys are on. And when you stop by, you feel very little presence, if any at all, of the moon goddess there, and the priests and clerics of the temple seem just as disturbed. Actually, you guys notice as you speak to more holy men and things like that it feels like everybody, regardless of their religious orientation, has reported that they feel very cut off from the gods that they worship.
That they've been abandoned.
Yes. You guys, after over a month of traveling with all the delays in encountering monsters and having to move around armies of drow, you guys finally arrive in the city of Sire. So the city of Sire is surrounded by large fortified walls. It was once a center of a number of battles a long time ago. And you can see holes that have been blown into the walls. Obviously, the city has been under siege for some time. As you guys come into the city of Sire, you are low on supplies. You are nearly out of food and fresh water, and hunting has become very, very difficult in most of the forests. So even surviving out in the forest has been a real challenge. Plus, you guys haven't been paid in a really long time. So you're hoping to find some semblance of work or something along those lines. When you come into Sire, you immediately pick up that the city itself has been under siege by the Dark Elf army, and has only recently, maybe within the last couple of days, basically succumbed and surrendered to the Dark Elf army, given leeway for the Dark Elves to come in and take over leadership and as well as militia for the place. You come into a small inn inside of Sire, where there are a number of drunk ex-militiamen who appear to be drinking away their sorrows in the inn. Awesome. We're going to do rumors.
Sweet.
So
we spend a little bit of time.
you guys are going to
In
spend
Sire.
a little bit of time in Sire collecting information and trying to find some jobs that
How do you want to broadcast
some work
this?
that you can do.
Turn off the broadcast now.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Bye, Rainier.
Stay tuned for next time,
I got it.
me.
When other stuff happens.
But you totally are listening
Thanks
now.
for joining us.
Yay.